Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the show today. This is Drone Recorded Ultimate Edition, and we are looking at another indie developer, and really happy to have him here. This one's actually connected to a comic book company as well, which is cool. And we are going to be talking about Mighty Mascots, and we have the creator right here with us. Hello, Keith. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Oh no, happy to have you here. Now, you're working with Peter over at Alterna Comics, but you're also got an Indiegogo going on right now.
That is
How?
correct
Yeah,
on both.
yeah. Well,
um,
how are things going with Peter over at Alterna?
Good from what I can tell. He pulled out a diamond like I don't know, a couple of years ago at this point,
Yeah.
and he's gone mostly, selling direct to readers now,
Hmm.
and it seems to be going really well. The thing I love about Pete is he's just like an out of the box thinker, like he really tries to do different things than the comic industry's doing, So it's definitely an interesting dude,
Oh
in
no,
that respect.
Peter Smetty is one of our favorite people for sure. We've all been supporters of him for a long time during the good and bad, and there have been bad.
Yes,
But
there has.
is there have
Like a roller coaster, this
Yeah,
industry.
it is. But Pete's a great guy, and glad to see you over there working on it. And we're going to take a look at all that stuff here in a little bit. But
Awesome.
first thing I would say before we start talking to our artist is just as I bring it up and kind of just show the Indiegogo page. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the project? What is it? How did it come to be? Just the general stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So Mighty Mascots, it started off as an idea like I that I got from a T-shirt my wife bought me, which is really odd. She had bought me like a T-shirt that had like all the cereal mascots on it.
Hmm.
Like Tony the Tiger,
Right,
Dig'em, and all those guys. And it just said Breakfast Club on it. It was kind of like a play on words. One of those things.
right, right.
And but I was looking at it one day and I was like, you know what? There's something to that shirt, And I started developing this property. I didn't I was sort of developing as a comedy at first. Like I thought it was going to be like maybe a reality show with all these serial mascots hanging out in a house, and it was going to be a comedy. But I think where it really clicked for me was when I started thinking of it as a superhero book, and that's what it sort of became. Like I started thinking of like, what if you took Captain Crunch and made him like Batman, like and then like all these you build like a team like kind of like the Justice League or something, but the Justice League is cereal,
Oh, I
um
see. Yeah. Well, that has more
yeah, so that's
legs. That has more legs for sure.
I think so, yeah. And then like what if you made all the villains like all these other twisted, versions of brand mascots or something like that. And that's where the idea kind of clicked into place. Um
So,
and I started doing it on my own before Alterna was even like in the picture,
right.
Um
Well, I mean,
but
then
yeah.
Nike must be the mastermind villain above all.
Right? Yeah, I know. I gotta think of like a real evil corporation to kind of take the place as like the master villain of the universe or something.
Disney,
The Doctor
cha-ching.
Doom.
Well, you
What's
could
that?
do, you could, you go one of either ways. Depends on how political we want to be. You could do the Disney, or you could do Planned
Oh, yep.
Parenthood.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
What kind of mascot do you have for Planned Parenthood?
The
Oh
mascot of
God, can you
Planned
just
Parenthood.
imagine what that mascot would be?
It would be
Oh
Oh,
boy.
dripping, I think. Yeah.
oh, the
It's
dead baby
closer
jokes
here
are
with
all
Googly
coming to mind.
Okay. But that it just depends on the
Uh,
direction you wanted to go. But nevertheless,
yeah,
I am
I
showing
was
off
trying
the.
to make it more of an
All right.
all like
Okay.
an old school comic, like
Okay.
stuff we
Yeah,
grew up
yeah,
with that we loved.
I see. So,
But that is a
would you?
funny idea.
Yeah, you're so you're telling me you're not brave. I get it. I get it. I understand.
Ah,
But anyway, I'm looking at the alternate page, and there's actually 144 items that match Mighty Mascot Gear, which
isn't
means you
that
must have a lot
crazy?
of little swag, and it looks, I'm sure Peter has put a bunch of stuff attached to it, which is awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
you're up to book 6 at least I can see here,
Yep,
but we do have over here on the Indiegogo 7, 8, and 9.
that's
So
correct. Yep,
that is interesting. Now, this is all serial based, although I can tell your age very quickly because there's a lunchbox.
yes, yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm an old fuddy duddy. Well, no, I'm not really. I'm probably Gen X, but late Gen X.
Oh, that's
But
me too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's just one of those things. Like this comic property, I just want to write like a very entertaining, fun superhero book that we grew up with. Like the thing about the book that I want people to know is like when you read it, I want you to feel like you just watched 6 hours of cartoons and it had a big bowl of Captain Crunch, or
hmm
something like that.
hmm
Cut
Now,
your mouth up.
are you of the generation where the lunchbox is still tin, or have they moved to that stupid plastic?
Oh, we're
Oh
tin
God,
all the
okay, all
way.
right.
Tin all the
You
way.
can stay. All right, good.
The
We don't
plastic
want.
ones were awful.
Yeah,
The
those
tin
are.
ones are great though because the thing I loved about them was they had images everywhere.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the sides, the top, the bottom,
Oh
the
yeah.
back, the front. And it
Ooh,
was all different. I love that.
you know what my favorite one
It's,
was? My favorite lunchbox was the Blue Falcon.
Oh, I think I remember that one.
Yeah, and that was
That was
awesome.
the best, man. Those are the
Did it have
I
lead,
often
Chester?
Did it have lead? It probably. Yeah, that's
probably. I
probably
mean, all
why
the
I
great
get
stuff in
green
the
every now
80s.
and then.
Right.
But but no, that's cool. So this is serial mascots become superheroes. Okay,
Pretty
that's
much.
interesting. I like it.
Yeah, and I write it like so when everyone asks me like where the inspiration came from that T-shirt, but also like I'm I'm very inspired by the early Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the ones Eastman
Yes.
and Laird did,
Oh yeah.
and like I love that they took an absolutely absurd concept, but treated it seriously, and that's sort of what I'm doing with Mighty Mascots. Is like I want people to like read it, have fun, like, oh, this is who this character's supposed to be. But after you get over that part, you stay because it's like a compelling superhero book. It's got a good adventure, good characters, that kind of thing. Um,
Now, does it go the Power Ranger route or does it go the Guyver route?
I would say probably Guyver.
Oh yeah, okay. You definitely stay. All right, so
Okay.
we got to get this rolling though, because these guys got 2 hours, and in that period they
Okay.
have no rules whatsoever, and they're going to put together your characters. Just keep in mind, chat. Go over there and hit like and share. Let everybody know we're on, so they come here and be part of it. And also, we of course want to see your draw along. Just go out and check Mighty Mascots on Indiegogo or Alternate Comics to get yourself some reference material. If you're in the Discord, we have that as well. But Keith, we got to get this going. So what you need to do is start them off. So you have to do a countdown. But just so you know, I'm a little bit of a stickler. Yeah.
Okay.
I rather insist that it be energetic and awesome. Can you be
Okay.
awesome,
Great.
Keith? Are you capable of
Yeah, I
awesomeness?
will. I will try to do that. And is it a countdown from 10?
Oh, I love it when they ask that question, Jeff. Every time. Yeah, I would go with 3. I would go with 3.
Three.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we doing 3, 2, 1, that kind of thing, or
Yeah,
one,
but
two,
it's gotta be
three.
dynamic and cool and clever and, because we have Amy in here. I just so you know, Amy is very, very strict and she might punch you through the internet. So, do a good job.
Okay.
She has
So now
anger
when
what
I
issues for sure.
punch?
so now when you say dynamic, it's just saying the numbers. Like I'm just trying to get all the rules
Yes,
here.
yes, yes, yes. That would be it.
Okay.
Yes.
Or you can embellish. You could say
I
other stuff with the numbers.
you could, but I might be overhyping it.
Okay. All right, let me know when, and I will
I
start.
I probably said when about 3 minutes ago. So
Okay. All right. So, all right. Are you guys ready to rumble? 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
wow, that's the worst JR I've ever heard in my life.
Jeez.
Was
Anyway,
that
thank
not
you.
good?
No, that's
Was
fine,
that
dude. I'm just
good?
joking. But all right, there they go. They got 2 hours. They can do whatever they want. This show is PG-13, and we do like to give them a little bit of freedom. How would you rate your book, though?
As far as the audience for it, I
Yeah.
would say it's all ages, but all ages in the way that like Batman the animated series was all ages.
So like
You know, so
PG.
there's like
Okay. All right.
yeah,
All
I
right.
would say that.
Yeah. But
So it's
because what we do brand this as a PG-13 show, this is definitely not a show for the kiddies.
okay,
Because YouTube. Yeah.
right? Yeah.
You're lucky that you're a comic book creator and not have to deal with the YouTubes because they suck balls.
Oh well, yeah, I know they do. I have a channel called Indie Comics Relay, and it's although I don't really do anything that crazy on it. It's more like interviews, like what you guys are doing, and um just different things, different like helpful indie creator advice, I guess.
Yeah, no. We've been doing that here for quite a long time. We love to support the indie community. We've been here since the beginning. I guess it all in the beginning fell under the Comics Gate umbrella, I suppose. What
Okay.
was Eric? What was that little girl's name? That really high strung girl that came up with that title, Comics Gate. What was her name? She's like an artist, pretty good one actually.
I have no idea.
You remember
Mona
her name?
Lisa.
No, she had a weird name. She's way too high
Mo-
strung. Way too high strung.
Mona Lisa Vito.
No, that's definitely not her. Yeah. But
Infamous?
ooh, that sounds a little familiar.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, was it infamous? I don't think
Was
it could have been.
Was it like was
No,
this
it was
like
a girl.
the
But
person?
anyway.
Were they
like,
were they pro Comic Skate or anti Comic Skate?
Well, no, they were one of Ethan's lackeys for quite a while until he couldn't stand her anymore, I'd imagine. She's the one that came the coin. I don't know why I went in that tangent. But yeah, no, we've been doing this since then. And what is that? 4 or 5 years ago? How long ago has that been, Eric?
oh wow.
2016?
Yeah, Eric, how long's it been?
Dude, man, we've been doing this a long time.
It's been a long time, yeah.
No,
I mean,
remember.
I've put out 4 comics myself since this started, so
Oh, there you go. Well, yeah, no, because I do remember talking on the channel where some of the stuff was like Trump was running for president. So yeah, you're right. It goes back that far. But whatever. We're certainly not here to talk about politics. But we are here to talk about comic books, and we're going to start out here with Andrew, as usual, because alphabetical and all.
It's my
So
goal.
it is your goal. Well, that's how you win. So Andrew, you're going with the bear, I guess.
Yeah, Boxer Bear.
Boxer
Nice.
bear.
That was the character that immediately stood out to me because I get to draw like a really big bear.
Oh, he
Which
looks
I'll
like
tell
me.
you that if I had to tell you which character I think is the most popular, it's easily him.
Well, he is cool looking. Yeah, he is cool
Yeah.
looking.
The bear is so big, Andrew can only draw his navel on the piece of paper.
Nice. 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 Well, instantly, for some reason, this conversation is taking me back to that movie Where. Have you guys ever seen that? It's like an
No.
American-French collaboration movie.
Okay.
When?
2013, 2012, I guess. I get the joke, Jeff. But no, it's one of the best werewolf movies I've ever seen. It's freaking awesome. It's really, really good.
Awesome. It's
But
called Where?
it's called Where, WER.
Okay.
Yeah, really, really well done. I guess it's not a found footage, but it does have aspects of that, I guess, a little bit. It's not a found
Gotcha.
footage movie though, but it's just really, really well done. I don't know why that came into my head, but it just did. And you
Hmm.
should go watch it if you like
Yeah,
you.
no, it sounds good. I'm a horror guy.
Yeah, no, it's an
I
awesome
definitely
horror
would like
movie.
to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I love the a lot of those really good werewolf movies, and this one just they did a really good job for obviously a low budget. But
Oh wow.
yeah, but
Okay.
they went about it kind of like Christopher Nolan would, right?
Okay.
Where it's how would it be a real thing,
Okay.
and that was interesting. And Andrew, I have to say, this is definitely me at the onsen. It is.
This looks great. Is he chilling out in like a bowl of cereal?
That is exactly my
Yeah,
concept. That is
Yeah, I
exactly
love
my
it.
concept.
yeah, yeah.
I love it.
No floaters yet.
Give him time.
Right?
Give him
Yeah.
time. Hey, Thundero's in here. He says, "Hola, amigos. When did you become Mexican? We have our official Mexican."
He's always been Mexican. He hides it.
It does he? All right, sweet. All right. Well, let's move on here.
Is he at Martha's Vineyard right now, or?
Is he in Martha's Vineyard? Oh, that's right. I saw that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the interesting thing about the whole Martha's Vineyard thing, I mean, that's up in my area, right? That's where I'm.
Yeah, mine too.
My stomping
Yeah,
ground.
Martha's Vineyard, Japan. I love that place.
Shut
What
Yeah,
what
I'd say
part
it's
of
more my area at
Massachusetts
the
are
moment,
you in?
Chester.
you bastard. All right.
Yeah, they
what
went
part of
from 0 to
Massachusetts
NIMBY
are
in
you
2
in?
seconds.
Well, I mean, I grew up on Block Island. I mean, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I live in Leominster. Do you know where that is?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm from the Boston area. I'm in
Oh,
Braintree.
nice. Oh, nice. Look at that.
We're practically
Small world.
neighbors.
Yeah,
Prac-
exactly.
prac-
Probably
practically.
bumped into you at a convention or something.
Tell them all about
I'm-
Leominster, please.
Nothing really to tell.
I'm actually
One
going to
of
be
those
at a
little-
convention at the end of September, so that would be
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
where are you gonna be?
It's a smaller one. It's Super Mega Fest.
Oh
It's
yeah,
out
yeah.
in it's in Westford. I just
Oh,
came
okay.
back from Fan Expo Boston. I was selling at Fan Expo Boston.
What was
but,
that? Like I've avoided doing that show since Fan Expo took it over. Do you do well at it?
I did. Me personally, I did really well.
Okay.
It was very slow on Friday. Nobody wanted to
Okay.
buy anything, but I did pretty well for my first show, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, I one of these days I'm gonna try it. It's just like the whole Fan Expo experience has kind of turned me off.
Yeah,
Because it's
a lot
not
of
really
people.
about comics there.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, definitely. But that's crazy. We're close. That's interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And I was gonna do Mega Fest. I got something else happening. What weekend is that? I forget.
Super Mega Fest is September 30th to October 2nd.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm doing a small show in Athol that Saturday. So I
cool.
was gonna do Mega Fest, but I was like, I got a free table, so it's kind of hard to turn it down, So I was like,
it's easy.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of an easy decision for me.
Yeah.
And
No,
plus the whole 1 day versus 3 days is kind of, I'd rather
Mhm.
do a 1 day show.
Yeah, that
when it
makes
comes
sense,
down
yeah.
to it.
No, Amy's Birdhouse. Lemonster is in Massachusetts. It is, and of course, Andrew's in Boston. I come from a proper state, like Rhode Island. These masters, they are God. I went
It's
to
all the
uni-
same. It's the same kind of mafia, just two different branches of it.
Yeah,
It's
there you
true.
go.
It is
everything.
true. It is true. Well, I did go to university in Boston, so
Nice.
yeah. Well, I'll split my time between Providence and Boston anyway.
Hey,
What
I sold
he
drugs there.
says.
Sweet. Sweet.
You might have seen me.
It's good to hear. Yeah. Well, back when I was young, maybe. Not now. But I will say that a lot of those little tri-state little towns like Leominster and other places like that, they are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Yeah.
little New England towns, dude. Actually, I remember I used to go over to. It wasn't Bristol. It was just outside of it. But one of my best friends when I was a kid, his uncle was a diocese priest over there,
Okay.
and had the big, beautiful brickstone cathedral over there in Bristol. And we used to stay. We used to go over and stay with him and hang out in that area. Oh, gorgeous place, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of nice
That's
stuff.
awesome. Did you guys? What was your comic stores of choice in those areas?
I would, me personally, I always got my stuff out of Warwick.
Okay. What was the big store there? I forget. Like,
It wasn't,
is it like?
I can't even remember the name. It was small. It
Oh,
wasn't big
okay.
at all. Yeah, that's where I'd go. But there was another place in Greenwich I'd go to as well. Up
Okay.
in Boston, can't remember the name. You know how you have over there under the bridge, there's that little pizza shop. It's like freaking awesome, but it's where all the college kids hang out. It's
Yeah. Is
literally
that?
under the bridge.
I think I
Mm.
know where you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, it's like
And
right across the street from that. Was the one I used to
oh
go to.
yeah, that Millionaire Picnic. No, that was Harvard Square.
Chester, though. Billionaire
No,
Picnic? Guaranteed.
yeah, guaranteed.
Have it. Have it.
Hey, I wouldn't. Those,
That's a great store.
those.
I've never seen so many comics put into such a small area. You know.
Yeah, well, these bastards keep wanting to attach me to Harvard, and those fucks. Anyway,
Have it. Harvard.
excuse
Have
me.
it.
I am brown.
Uh,
We do not associate with the Harvards. Thank you.
I am also brown.
Oh, I mowed the other day. I'm a little browner than normal.
Oh God.
Bronze.
The
Bronze.
Taco Bell over there, instead of ground beef, it's all ground up clams.
Yes, I love like how you guys love to bash on one of the most respected universities on earth. Okay, we had a
right.
we had a school song. Did you?
Stanford's higher rated.
Lean on me.
I doubt that.
Can you play your school song on your saxophone?
I'm sure I could. I'm sure I could. Yeah.
He doesn't really have a saxophone. He just tells us that.
I've shown you video.
Yes.
I proved it.
Doctored. Doctored.
Doctored. Okay. I'm glad I have these skills all of a sudden. But you know what I used to do, Amy? It was kind of fun. Up in the city to the north, they have one of Japan's. I know this is a little bit of a kind of silly thing to say, but one of Japan's professional basketball teams.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I don't know if it's cool. They're all very short. But anyway,
Yeah, all the hoops are like 2
4
feet
feet
shorter
high.
than they should be. Yeah.
yeah, right. They're the Beppu Heat Devils, I guess it's Heat Devil, I think is what they're called. But anyway, they do have Beacon Plaza up there, and it is pretty nice place. It's a nice arena. But I used to go years ago, but I used to go up there before all their games when they were going to be televised, because not all of them are televised, but the ones that are televised, they wanted to have a professional to do the national anthem. So I go up and I take my saxophone and play the Japanese national anthem.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, I guess it is pretty song. It is different, but if you play it correctly, it is quite beautiful.
Was your audience a necklace of ears?
No. I'm actually surprised how popular basketball is. It was always packed. I never seen any other basketball game anywhere else. Just that. But the basketball is quite popular here. I don't know. I really don't know why. I mean, they're all a bunch of midgets.
There was an anime about basketball a while ago, I think, and it was really good. I actually watched. I know nothing about sports balls, but it was like
So cute. Okay. But the sports balls, yes. No, there's been a couple. You're probably talking about Slam Dunk, which is actually quite old, but they had like a release of it or something recently. But that was a popular one. You're right. Right now, the big one is what was it called, Andrew? It's not haiku. It's something like haiku. It's very similar.
Haiku.
Haiku. There
Haiku.
it is. And oh my God, my daughter was obsessed with that.
It is pretty dang good. I do find that sports anime are actually rather enjoyable, except they recently did a hockey one, which I've been waiting for a hockey sports anime for a long time, and it was nightmarish. It
Oh.
was so
It's
bad. It was bad. It was basically an idol anime. You know, like these
Oh God.
cutesy hockey girl players
Oh
like
God.
singing idol
Mhm.
songs and dancing around, like no
Oh.
hockey. It was the worst.
That's like a
was-
thing now, huh? Like animes
Sitting there.
about like sports.
Yeah, they've been doing it here. And that is cool thing about Japanese manga. And we've made comparisons between, Japanese manga, American manga, European or American comics, and European graphic novels. And the good thing about Japan is they will make a manga about anything, anything.
Yeah, it's
They are
crazy.
not
and
restricted, dude. Yeah,
they have
Wow.
an audience for all of it. Like
do.
it's crazy.
they do. Yeah. Actually, one of the ones that seems to be quite popular with the young girls, and I mean young as in elementary school young, is the
Aw.
Spy Family.
Oh, Spy Family's fantastic.
The boys
so
don't
good.
like it though, but the
What?
little girls, the little girls like it.
No,
There you
there's no
go.
way that the boys don't like it. My buddy just came back from teaching English in Japan, and all of them were talking about Spy Family. It's really good. It's phenomenal. Like the art is amazing. The story is actually great. It's good. It deserves all the praise that it's getting.
I'll have to check it out. Do they sell that at like any like Barnes and Nobles or anything?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. It's sold. It's being translated into English, so it's here.
Oh, cool.
But the
Yeah, I
the
couldn't
anime
believe
is
I was
also
in-
running.
I was in Barnes and Noble like last weekend, and I could not believe how manga is just taken over. Like,
Yeah.
there's
Well, hey.
barely any
Well, I mean,
Western.
considering all the
There's a
trash that the
desire.
American comic book industry is
Yeah.
putting out.
Yeah, I know, and it's like everyone's trying to deny that that's happening, but it's like it's just walking to a Barnes and Noble if you want proof, you know.
Where's
Yeah,
the
no.
Planned Parenthood manga?
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh,
Right?
Oh
Sheldon,
my God.
Sheldon,
You have to have babies in Japan in order to have Planned Parenthood.
that's a deep cut. That's a deep cut.
Nice.
That's not.
Nice.
That's harsh. Sheldon,
Hey,
I know
yes.
you're the professional. I know you're the professional, and I hate
Am
to
I?
critique. But why is it that you have this beautiful little mechanical pencil and you use like the lightest lead on Earth?
I just bought a darker lead too. I don't. Oh, because I'm the professional. That's why. God
okay.
damn it!
All right.
That looks great.
just shut up, Chester. Okay, fine. I get it.
I'll press harder.
Okay, yeah. It's just your stuff is. Of course, it always ends up really awesome, but it's so hard to kind of see. Whereas here with Andrew, it's boom, it's popped up. He's in his Persian bath, and he's good to
I
go.
love
man.
it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Beautiful.
So he just went 10 rounds with somebody.
Yeah, right. Yeah, man, those Persian baths are awesome. I bet you if you get a hold of one, it's I don't even know how much they cost these days. Those gigantic porcelain baths, handmade. My God, they must be millions of dollars these days, huh?
like a Turkish bath?
No, well, technically they're Persian, but the Anatolians love to adopt everything that they steal.
Is it like a bath house?
No, it's
As long as they don't
literally
adopt a horse bath.
it's
Yeah.
literally a giant, usually porcelain or stone or marble. They're giant cups, stand alone. You put them anywhere you want. Of course, they weigh tons, but they're just very unique to the Persians the way they did baths. They're very just big giant cups.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
That's what it
That's
looks like
okay.
to me when I see it.
Does it look like a big? You should get one that looks like a teacup. I don't know if the handle would make it easier to move or just
No,
heavier.
probably just heavier. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cereal bowls are little Persian baths.
That's right.
Cuts.
Yeah. Cereal. God, I haven't had cereal in, oh my God, decades.
Oh
Is
wow!
that
They sell
right?
cereal in Japan?
Had some
Well,
Fruity Pebbles this morning.
well, I would
Nice.
consider it more of like that
Nice.
French mucilage.
That
Mucilix?
doesn't sound tasty.
I
Some
put
fruit.
the
Is
there
there
mucilage
Tony the
on
Tiger in
it
Japan?
to degrade it, Eric. Keep up. Um, but yeah, no, an actual cereal. I think I probably have seen it on the shelf, but we certainly didn't feed any of that to our children.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, excuse us.
Yeah, no, my wife would not. That had nothing to do with me, Eric. Yeah.
And dirty Americans and their cereal.
Oh, my wife is very, very Whole Foods lady, dude.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably better that way. They're just sugar.
They are full grown and hale. That's for sure.
There's like a half foods.
No. My wife does not like boxes and cans. She does not like it. She
Gotcha.
doesn't want it in the house. And I'm like, oh,
That's
okay.
actually good policy.
Will she eat them with a goat?
No,
You should eat them in a boat.
nor in the dark or on a train or in the rain.
She will not eat them. Can I am?
Now that shows you the age of the group right there. That float right there. That
That's
shows
great.
you. Because as far as I've been informed, Mister, the doctor himself has been canceled. So
Only some of his books.
yeah, well, they just cancel,
Yeah.
just cancel him in general.
Oh.
One of the greatest, childhood writers of history. Just get rid of him.
I have a copy of that book that got canceled, so they can't take it from me.
Why did
I'm
he
sure
get
I do, too.
canceled? I think I missed that. What happened with Doctor?
Because they got Orientals looking like Orientals.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I did hear that.
Black
Oh my
kid,
God.
yellow kid, red kid, white kid.
How
Well,
dare?
It's like they get all upset about something looking like it looks like.
Right.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a cartoonist. He draws cartoons.
Yeah, especially back
How
in that
long
age.
ago too was that? Yeah.
Yeah, well, how would
I'm
you
like,
feel
what's
if they
the
made
difference?
you look like a big Viking crushing skulls?
I would say
Awesome.
thank you.
Right.
Well, I am a
Yeah,
big
drinking your wine out of a horn.
Oh, God, I don't like wine.
The skulls of your enemies.
Mm. Although I have had mead on a few occasions, and it's bearable.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Tastes like cough syrup to me.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
the
I'm not a
biggest fan of
fan.
alcohol in general. I will tell you my favorite cocktail.
Slaves driven before you, hearing the lamentation of their women.
Right.
But I will tell you my favorite cocktail if you promise not to giggle.
Oh, don't say it, Tom Collins. Please don't say it.
Don't say it then.
Okay,
The Peter North.
fine.
My time.
No.
It's on the beach.
Fuzzy navel.
No. I do like a Manhattan for sure, but my favorite is a cricket.
A cricket.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
frick
is
is
that-
the cricket.
You mean
Is
a
that
grasshopper?
No.
Technically, that wasn't a
Oh.
good.
It might be called that depending where you're at, I suppose. Yeah.
I think
but
he has cream de menthe.
It does.
Yeah, it's a grasshopper.
I always thought those were mint flavored milkshakes.
Well,
Pretty
drink
much.
enough of them, you'll find out different.
Mint julep.
At least your vomit will be pleasurably smelling.
Yeah.
But I don't know why.
Sounds like some-
I like green, and they're green. But it does have creme de menthe, and it's got creme de
It's creme de
cacao,
menthe.
cacao
Cream de
as well. It's
menthe.
got heavy cream, and it's nice. I like it. Yeah. They are tasty.
Creme de menthe.
So,
So it is mint flavored at least.
yeah, and it's caramelly, like a caramelly. It's like that.
And if you hurl it up, it'll clear up your nasal
Oh.
passages.
Mhm.
Oh, I see. No, I think you're right, Chester, because grasshoppers are green, and you said cream de cacao, which probably makes alternate brown. So that's logically a cricket.
I suppose.
Cacao.
But they are tasty. But usually when I go places over here in Asia, they have no freaking clue. What I usually will get is just a Manhattan.
That's for a lucky grasshopper.
Figured you'd be drinking the sake.
I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest with you. I don't
Exactly.
really like alcohol anyway.
With Japanese vodka.
Basically, it's a type of Japanese whiskey. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rice whiskey type
Yeah.
thing.
Japanese make great whiskey, by the way.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Stop lying.
Well, obviously, you
people.
haven't been to the right parts of Japan.
I actually
Nikati
have, but I will take a
is one of 'em.
Glenfiddich any day.
Oh, that's a Scotch.
Yes.
Yeah, I said whiskey.
Oh, fuck whiskey.
He likes
Scotch
a
is whiskey.
Scotchman.
Whoa.
He likes a Scotchman bold and dangerous.
Hairy. Even.
Yes. Yes.
Whoa.
Mm.
Are we talking about Scotch?
We are.
I might say that, Chester.
Hairy. What kind of Scotch is hairy?
A Scotch that slaps a woman.
An open hand slap.
Well, I just kind of find the Japanese whiskey, the flavor's fine, but they're kind of weak. They're a little bit on the light end, stuff like that. But I'm not a big drinker anyway. But I would
That means
prefer a
your
Glenfiddich.
host mixed it with water.
So, what kind of drinks do you like? Do you like sodas or juice or just straight up water or tea?
I drink ice water.
Coffee.
Really? Just some
My
water?
God,
What
my man. It's like ice water and that's it.
Yeah. Well, I'll have a coffee,
What-
once or twice a day, but I drink ice water. Yeah.
the- nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
Like,
I
so
was,
even in the
20.
winter time?
yeah, no, yeah, definitely. When
Room temperature
there
water.
is no winter here. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah,
What?
no.
I watched House of a Thousand Daggers. There was snowing on there.
Yeah, well, that's
And-
way more north, and I'm not anywhere near that. I mean, if you get down to let's see, 5 degrees Celsius, so what would that be? 40, 42? If you get down that cold, that's like the worst winter ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chester lives in the sweaty butt crack area of
Yeah.
Japan.
I
Really?
do,
Florida.
I do. Yeah, that's true. But so yeah, that doesn't really apply. But yeah, I know I was that weird kid when everyone was drinking the bug juice. Or what do they call that? Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Yeah.
When everyone was drinking the bug juice, I couldn't stand it.
Hmm.
I don't like sweet things really.
Bug
Did
They
they
juice.
weren't
green
like,
tea Kool-Aid out there, or
What was that?
did they make like
I
a
was
green
saying
tea
you
Kool-Aid
weren't
out
like
there?
One
sorry.
at a time. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go first.
No, I was gonna say you weren't into sugar when you were a kid.
Not at all. Still aren't. I'm still
Okay.
not. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it's got a little bitterness to it, something like chocolate and peanut butter, I'm there all day long. But but yeah, no, I'm just not a sweets guy. What was the other
Gotcha.
question?
Well, I was asking if there was like a green tea Kool-Aid, like because I've had some snacks here from like Japan and stuff that are like different weird flavors, and I thought that was pretty neat that they have all these weird things. Like I got a cookies and cream Kit Kat the other day, and that was pretty good, and that was from Japan.
Uh-huh. I'm
Yeah,
sure they
that
do.
is-
Japanese
yeah.
are weird. Yeah.
No, the Japanese Kit Kats are endless. There's
Yeah.
so many.
We currently
many?
have Kit Kats with Milo in it.
Oh,
Milo?
wow.
Yeah.
Jonopolis?
Yeah,
No,
you
yeah.
know,
Oh.
if Milo is in your cats, shoo him away, please.
Out, Milo.
Beef
Out.
jerky Kit Kat.
Not again.
Damn it, Milo. But it is interesting seeing the art here, though. The characters people are choosing. This captain, which is Captain Crunch, I'm sure, is
Horatio.
Horatio.
Yeah, Horatio
is
Honey
popular.
Flakes.
Oh, Horatio Honeyflakes. Oh, nice.
That's
Nice.
such a good name.
Well, let me bring them up real quick and let's take a look at some of the characters you have here. So we do have Captain Horatio Honeyflakes, as you guys can see here. You have Boxer Bear, you have Mondo Martian, Brewster McPunch, bleh. Professor Manny Coleman, Manny Coleman. Okay. Sea Rat. Oh, Whack, Smack, and Boom.
Now they're all inspired by real cereal mascots.
I'm on board. Yeah,
You may recognize.
Yes, I'm curious. It is interesting that the wee little elves became roboticized, though. That's
Elves
One
always
of
getting
them only speaks in code.
Yeah,
Yes.
elves always getting replaced by robots in media. It's such
yeah,
a shame.
It is a shame. Yeah.
and they form into a giant robot named Mega Crunch.
Oh, of course they do. Yes. Nice. Shining a little
Beautiful.
bit of light on the ginger genocide, huh? I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm just kind of going through, and of course we got the Kool-Aid right here. Of course he's not Kool-Aid. He's what was that name again? Brewster McPunch. Okay.
Cool name.
Every team needs like the annoying jokester, that
Sure.
kind of thing.
Sure. We have a mighty carrot here. And are you
Yes.
making a play on Gog and Magog here?
No, it's actually so the giant is Gog is a shortened version of his name. He's actually called the Gloomy Orange Goliath. So
Okay.
Gog is Gog for short. It's a play on the Jolly Green Giant and Sprout basically.
I see. But okay. Yeah, you're tingling my historian
Yeah,
tingles.
it's my excuse to do a 2-issue kaiju battle, basically.
Oh, sweet. There you go. You gotta have those excuses. I love the little plushie with the captain, Horatio Honeyflakes.
Isn't that great? Well, that's like a
Yeah.
full puppet, a full Muppet style puppet.
Oh, as it should be. I do appreciate your naming convention here. It is good.
Oh, thanks. Thank you very much.
Good. The Gloomy Orange Goliath. Oh, nice. And we got some pages in here as well. And now are you doing everything? You're doing the writing, the art, and everything?
Everything but the art. I send thumbnails to the artists, but they kind of do their own thing, and it's two guys. It's Ian Warianto and Anton Bandy. They work together, and they're both in Indonesia. And I met them on Facebook, and they are just great artists.
We've seen a lot of people from South America and Indonesia that are really good, and they're getting a lot of opportunities because of the cost. But it's
Yes.
nice to see them though, because
Yeah,
some
definitely.
really good talent.
Yeah, I love his sort of manga style, but also has a little hint of like Western in it too. It's just perfect for the book. Like it's just a fun look, I think.
Yeah,
I
no,
was
and
hunting around.
most panels I'm looking at, they actually can make a Westerner look like a Westerner, which Japanese can't do at all.
Right. Yeah, no, that's definitely true, and I love the way he draws cars too. Like on that first page, like the car is like looks like it's something out of like a Mr. Magoo cartoon or something.
Yeah, it's a caricature. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. That is neat. And we have a homicide investigation going on here.
Yes.
Poor
It's
duck.
almost like an insurance mascot who done it kind of thing.
Right. Grunt Calhoun. All right.
Do you know who that is as a play on?
Take a bite out of
it's gotta
crime.
be
Yes.
Yeah.
Gruff?
McGruff, the crime dog.
The crime dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I shared that image on Twitter just randomly, and the official McGruff crime dog account commented on it.
Do
They
you
found
have
it
a
somehow.
a
I didn't even.
character who comments on forest fires?
Yeah, right. I should. Smokey the Bear.
Mhm.
I should do that. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah. Well,
Do
I'm
the
sure he's
frog from
canceled
the
by
UK.
now, though. Yeah. What? There's a frog.
Well, according to Mitch Hedberg, he said that the UK has a frog for
Oh, interesting.
prevent their forest fires.
Well, that's probably just
Okay.
insulting the French. Let's be honest.
Is a bit
I don't think
hot in it.
I don't even think they have bears over in England anymore.
Well, there Europe you'd be hard pressed to find.
Depends on what bar you go to.
Oh,
They're
Ooh.
in Russia.
goodness gracious! Some of this art, cover art, is really, really good, actually.
Isn't it? That's a guy that's actually local around here. A couple of these guys are.
And everything's
They're
coming
the
in a
ver-
cereal box. Sweet.
Yeah.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah. Now this is a fun project, dude. Neat.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Well, we see a lot of projects around here. I don't even know the number by now, but we've done a lot of indie stuff here. And some of it's great art, some of it's not. Some of it is clever,
Yeah.
some of it is not. I mean, obviously. But this is a well put together page, and it's a fun looking project that most people, Westerners, would get. So it's yeah, I think it's
Awesome.
a good idea, dude. And we see
Thanks.
you're with Peter, so you got stuff coming out, and that's neat, man. Good for you, dude.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And like I said, being part of Alterna has just been a treat in itself too.
Mm. Yeah, no, and I remember we talked to Peter extensively about how he brings talent in and stuff like that, and it was very interesting because we've talked to various other people who are involved in the industry, and they all seem to have the same take, which I was surprised by because I figured,
Y-
they would say, okay, we got a great artist here and we got a great writer we brought on board and let's try to put them together. But no, no, no. He's like, yeah, don't even come to me unless you have a team and a completed idea and book ready to go.
Yeah, it's very much like something like Image or something, where it's like they only want to publish like a completed book.
Yeah,
They don't want to be in the the artist, finding the artist and writer business.
they don't want to be
Um,
in the production side of
exactly,
doing that.
exactly.
Alpha Proto does have a question. He says, was it difficult to join Alterna?
It was, I got rejected the first time I submitted, so it was a little bit of a, you know, challenge to get in. Um, I think the advantage I had was that when I did submit the first time, I actually got feedback from Pete. Like Pete actually wrote me and said, I like this concept, but this is the stuff I don't like about it. And
Hmm.
he kind of went over what he didn't like about the first issue.
Hmm.
And then he left it off as like, well, if you ever do something different with this and you want to submit again, feel free to. So I went back to the drawing board and redid the whole first issue with his notes in mind. And all his notes, I got to say, were 100% spot on. And it was all stuff I was kind of going to do. I was kind of approaching the story from a weird place or a different place. So when I incorporated his notes, I got a different artist, which was the guys you're seeing on the campaign now, Ian and Anton, and then I resubmitted it the second time, and I was able to get in, got the contract after that. So yeah, so I mean, I guess it's as difficult as any other small press, or even any the big two, if you even want to go there. But I
Well,
think the one thing Alterna has over the rest of those small companies is that they still do have, like you go to the website and you get all the submission details and you can just send it. Um, whereas a
and
lot of
it's good that
those
Peter is willing to sit down and say, well, this is how it should be improved, right?
yes,
That's
but he doesn't do
extremely
that for
useful.
everything. Doesn't do that for everything. I think he only does it for the projects that he feels have potential. So I was kind of lucky in that respect that I actually got feedback from him.
Oh,
Not
really?
a lot of people
Okay.
do sometimes, yeah.
Well, that's good that he did that. But Alf Proto has a follow-up question. Were there
Sure.
any initiations you had to go through, like say shaving your butt crack?
Nope. I was just had to send that contract in and then just
Okay.
produce books,
Well, there you go,
basically.
Alpha Proto. Yeah, no hazing here. Alpha Proto also asked a question: do they have good water in Japan? In general, sure. They are a modern country, but I'm actually really lucky where I live because the village I live in has a natural aquifer, and the water is amazing. Because I'm very spoiled when it comes to that. Being from Rhode Island, we have the Situate Reservoir, which is one of the purest waters on Earth. So I grew
Reservoir?
the reservoir, yeah. But no, the Rhode Islanders take that very seriously, dude. But our water is really, really, really good in Rhode Island. And
Why don't
I've
you
always
say cement pond like the rest of us?
no,
A
it's an
water
actual
hole.
reservoir. But so I've always been, a little bit aloof when it comes to water outside of my home. But I found some amazing water here. So
Well, you
Oh,
are
cool.
aloof.
no,
Water.
maybe I would rather use the word picky or discerning. Let's go with that. Discerning.
All
There
right,
you go.
we'll do
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, we'll do that one. Yeah.
I almost got on last night so I could make fun of you, or two nights ago. But one night a week's good enough for me.
Okay, fine. What was I doing that needed making fun of?
Oh, just to harass you on you had your special edition night owls or whatever.
Well, yeah, no, because I couldn't do the comic show, and we didn't have enough people to run the campaign, so I decided to do that, and take an opportunity to just sit and talk about stuff that I usually get yelled at for talking about, history shit. But I enjoyed it quite a bit. I pissed people off though. I feel.
How? You
What
had a
did you
good show.
do?
I listened.
Yeah. Well,
Did you make everybody mad?
the religious types I kind of pissed off a bit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
He's
okay.
talking about me.
Oh,
that's
you.
right. I forgot
Well, no,
about
I
that.
was just trying to
Yeah.
rile you up. But I pissed off Bill quite directly. Yeah, yeah. Oh well, it is what it is.
And you're wrong.
I'm never ever wrong.
You're wrong ripping that guy's ear off.
No, that was his fault. Well, don't point a gun
You
in my
should've
face.
You should have
You
seen
do
him as
with
the hall
talking about
monitor,
history?
and should have seen him as the hall monitor in school. You know that that lunchbox. You weren't in class.
Oh yeah.
Wonk.
Yep.
Yep, dude, I filled that with bricks, baby.
But then what did you have for lunch?
Everybody else had lunch.
Tears. and
Obviously,
misery.
bricks.
This is a little known secret about me, Amy, that you should probably know by now. I'm a breatharian.
That explains so much.
Breathe air. What?
A breatharian are these idiots that think they don't have to. They'll lie. It's a lie. It's a complete lie. They say that they don't have to eat food. They simply gain energy by breathing. Huh?
Oh.
Okay.
They just like to eat.
hmm
It's a hobby.
I'm so hungry.
It's a hobby, right? So hungry. Well, that's the problem with the vegans, right? It's like, go vegetarian, sure, but vegan? What are you doing? You're just making yourself sick now. Come on.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because the vegetarian movement has been on since before I was born, and of course it's evolved into this veganism, which is quite dangerous actually.
Yeah.
Stinking hippies.
Well, it's you are putting yourself in danger by becoming a vegan. Vegetarian is fine, but the interesting thing, my whole life this has been existing, and I'm a carnivore, so I don't really care. However, when I went over to and I lived in Taiwan, um, the Buddhist temples will actually have these really cheap restaurants to try to feed the masses, right? But they're really well done. These priests, they have a lot of time on their hands, and they actually master cooking, and they're all vegetarian, of course, because they don't eat meat, and it's really good. Vegetarian food can be awesome. I'd never
Sure.
seen good vegetarian food before. I actually loved it. Yeah, it's really good.
It's especially good when you put meat in it.
Well, that makes it better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
baby.
it's true. But I'm just saying you can do it to where it's edible,
And then you can add bacon.
and then you can add meat in. And that's fair
Mm,
enough.
bacon.
Just don't. What you do is you keep it in your pocket, and when the priest isn't looking, you take it out, right? So,
Just crumble it on top.
Frag and it's
Yeah.
That
priests
didn't
do.
sound good.
The priests do the same thing.
they might, yeah.
Yeah.
But I tell you, there was this little place in Taipei. You wouldn't ever be able to find it. It's like literally hidden in this mountain of buildings, right? But this little teeny courtyard, and for what was it? It was like 10 Taipei. So what is that? Like 50 cents? 40 cents maybe? Maybe 40
The last time
cents.
I was over there, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, for like 40 cents. And no, it was really cheap. And it was just a bowl of sesame noodles. And they had shakers that you could put as much sesame on as you'd like. It's the simplest thing
Nom.
ever. Dude, it's freaking awesome.
I loved my time
Delicious,
in
dude.
Taiwan. Taiwan was awesome.
Taiwan is awesome. Well, it's one of the great food cultures on earth, right? So, but yeah, I enjoy Taiwan quite a bit. China, not as much.
China is asshole.
They are. They're just not friendly, dude. The Taiwanese are super smiley and friendly, and they're nice people. The Chinese are just dour.
But Japan or China, you can go pick out your own dog at a restaurant, right?
If in the South, probably, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I used to work with somebody who had emigrated from China, and it was interesting. They said that they there's a line drawn right through the country, and if you're above the line, you actually get heat. You get like a furnace. If you're below the line, nah. So whenever she went, her mother, when they travel over there, her mother lived below the line, so they always made sure they had to pack all of their, heavier clothes when it was like right around
Sure.
winter.
Yeah,
Oh
well,
my god.
well, that's the problem with Marxist societies. They're incredibly unequal, even though the whole point is to be equal. They're not though.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Good
Uh,
point.
but it is what it is. Maybe eventually China will have better days. It's really unfortunate. The last premier they had before this Xi guy, he was actually moving China in a really good direction. They were really
A
opening
lot of she
up.
guys here too.
Good. All right. All right. I have to watch what I say, Amy.
Well, that was before he threw himself off a cliff 4 times
Oh, that guy. Yeah, yeah. Well, they accidentally die like that. Yeah.
and then stabbed himself 13 times.
Well, I'll tell you what, we might see some report coming out any day of she accidentally tripping into 1,000 bullets.
Yep.
It's possible.
If things ain't going so well over there.
They are not, and he's on the hot seat for sure. Yeah, so we might see some change in China actually soon.
Yay. Some
Well,
Mormons.
Well, they have bullet diplomacy over there, so
Yeah.
There's talks of China taking over Cuba.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Yeah. Well, they did that instantly happened with Barbados, didn't it? Right. But
Yeah.
that's a long conversation, unfortunately. That list
Belt
is
and
long.
road. If it's Cuba and they use their belt and road system, they're going to be walking around holding their pants up.
Yeah. Yes, they will. Adrian has a question. Let's see here. Chester, my father-in-law loved China. He was super surprised how friendly everyone was to him. He thought being an American, they would treat him badly. He made tons of friends. Oh, well, that is true in and of itself. I was talking more about the Chinese themselves, not how they treated me. You know how you see these kind of idiots that use the term reverse racism a lot these days, which doesn't make any sense because what is racism, but reverse racism would be adoration because of your race, right? And being a gigantic white guy in Asia, you get that. Like everyone wants to be your friend, especially rich people. They want to take you around and show you off to their friends, and so you do get a lot of that. But the difference, but the disparity between Taiwan and China is very, very palpable, right? The Chinese are friendly, happy, artistic people. They're very artistic. They love their dance and music, and and they're smiley and happy. The Chinese are just very dour, and it's simply because of the oppression they live under. They've come to a point of apathy, is what it is.
Yeah. Poor things.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Our prayers are with them for sure.
Yeah. Well, but and the food is good, I guess.
The food alone is worth the trip.
Especially in Taiwan, yeah. China, you got to be real careful, dude.
Have Chinese buffets in China?
No, I've never seen a buffet over there, but they do have like dim sum.
There was a story.
Dim sum.
There's a story. One of the drivers, my parents owned a flower shop. We had guys that delivered flowers. One of the drivers, he was, he was kind of independently wealthy, and he had nothing else better go. Hang on. He had nothing better else. He was one of those kind of guys that just kind of drove and delivered flowers because he had nothing else better to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he and his sister, and she was not married either. He and his sister, they took a trip to China. And this was back before China was really open. Mm-hmm. And so they went out to eat, and then they got, Chinese food with the rice, and they didn't eat all the rice. And then They watched him pick up the plates, walk over, and scrape the uneaten rice back into the bowl.
Oh yeah, oh for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she said
They're doing that.
they didn't eat pretty much for the rest of the trip.
Yeah, well, you do have to be careful in China. Taiwan is different. You can just go ahead and enjoy yourself, but it just you have to be careful in China. But then again, same thing for India and other places. The only other place in Asia that I would be, very comfortable eating would be Taiwan. Not Taiwan, of course, Taiwan and Japan, but Thailand and Vietnam. So it's weird, but those places, when it comes to food, are they're very pedantic. So
probably good.
They're doing
What's
that here in
pedantic
the
mean?
Chuck E. Cheese's.
what? Chuck E.
Chuck E.
Cheese.
Cheese's were, they were recycling pizzas. It was all over the news.
Oh my. Well, what are you going to
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese? You should be going to Showbiz Pizza anyway. I mean, come on.
Showbiz has
They've been
closed
closed
for
since
2
the
decades.
1930s, Chester.
Yeah.
Showbiz.
Not though. No, I went Showbiz when I was a kid all the time. It's certainly at the 30s,
Yeah,
at
when
least
you're a
the
kid.
50s.
Why
You
does
were
this piece have
53
teeth
years
marks in
old.
it?
What was that, Jeff?
He's talking about the food.
Yeah, talking about the food. Never mind.
Yeah, well, I don't
Continue
remember.
on.
Well, I mean, when I was a kid,
Dent
but then
remarks.
when I was a high school kid, went to Showbiz Pizza because we would have the hip hop showdowns. You see,
Oh, here we go.
so
Did the gorilla help
the
you?
Well,
dance
Chef-
Stop
offs.
Anonymous.
One of Chester's
gorilla
epic rap
helmet.
battles.
Dude, I was a mean knee spinner. To
Hey,
mess
let's
with
see
me.
you pop and lock. Get on screen right
Okay,
now.
here we go. I'm doing it right now. I can only wave to the left though. I don't know why. Okay.
Got that Zoolander disease.
Is that, I didn't know it
Quiet
went
Billy
defunct. Yeah.
Zane.
Yeah, I much preferred Showbiz though. Although I do remember when I was in Hawaii, and we took the kids to a Chuck E. Cheese for a birthday party. I do remember that. So,
Nice.
Did they tell you how lame it was?
well, the thing I remember most is because they were all people I knew and people my wife knew that came, brought all their kids, and we had like I think it was for my son. We had a birthday party there, and the thing I noticed, I was driving one of I don't know if you guys remember, but they came out the limited edition Mercury Cougars. You remember those?
Never heard
Those
of it.
Yeah.
those turbo machines, those things are awesome, dude. But that's what I was driving at the time, and I come in, I park in the parking lot, and it's just I'm surrounded by Mercedes.
Where at?
It was in Hawaii, yeah. I remember that very
Good for
clearly.
you.
Yeah, no, I guess maybe I felt a little inadequate, but nevertheless,
My goodness.
They didn't see you dance, obviously.
yeah, that's right. That's what they needed. Yeah.
Speaking of
Yeah.
inadequate, oh, go ahead. You're going to say something, Amy?
I was saying you could wave to everybody, but only at the left.
Only to the left, yeah. Only to the
Yeah.
left. I'm good to the
Little
left. To the right, I don't know what is
yard.
the right. It's a stiffness there. But the left works. I can do the hula pop. I'm good at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there you go. But speaking of going back to cereal, because we are doing cereal mascot superheroes here. When I'm kind of curious what everyone's favorite cereal was when they were a kid. Now there was only one cereal I would eat, and that was Life.
Hmm.
No,
You were Mikey.
I guess. Yeah, I would eat Life, but I didn't like the other ones. They were too damn sweet. And I never understood watching people eat cereal. They would take a spoon or more and dump on the cereal. And I'm like, this shit's already too sweet anyway. What are you doing? But people always pouring sugar on their cereal. But anyway, that was me. I would eat Life. What about you guys? Andrew, you ever eat a cereal before? I think you're like a peanut butter crunch guy.
Yeah, man. I used to eat a lot of cereal as a kid, so I liked a lot of different kinds. I really liked the fruity cereals. I was like a Fruit Loops or Fruity Pebbles type guy.
Apple
And then
Jacks.
and then I gradually turned into a cinnamon type guy. I really like the cinnamon cereals.
Oh,
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is one of the best
Cinnamon
cereals
Toast
ever made.
Crunch, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Kind of right in the middle.
It's crack in the box.
I don't think I ever tried that. Um, I do remember trying an Apple Jacks, and it nearly killed me.
Apple Jacks doesn't even taste like apple.
No.
It jumped out of the box of the
Remember those commercials? You remember the commercials for Apple Jack? But it doesn't taste like apple.
Oh, it doesn't. Yeah. What? Which is weird. But how about you, Armron? You ever eat cereals?
Yeah.
Have
So
those
Can we,
that
what
cereal
can we
there?
cereals
elaborate
did
on
you
that just a little?
You
Well,
eat there?
Yeah, sure.
You wouldn't know the brands.
How do you know?
Uncle
Captain
Toby's,
Vitamin.
was it?
Uncle Toby.
Koala crunchies.
Uncle Tom's. There you go.
Toby's.
Uncle
Yeah.
Koala's Crunchies. Oh, that sounds awesome. I
That
bet.
sounds amazing. What flavor was it?
I know there's a joke there with the Uncle Tom's, but I
Platypus.
won't touch it, Eric. See, I'm being a good
They
guy
put-
today.
Instead of sugar, they put
He's not
Vegemite on
saying
top
top.
of it.
Yeah, it's just a Vegemite
Vegemite.
cereal.
Yeah, we
Vegemite platypus cereal.
Pop,
Delicious.
we had Cocoa Pops, we had Fruit Loops, we had all those ones that America have, but there's a lot that America doesn't have.
Well, you're your own culture and country. Of course you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But mostly like these days, cornflakes.
Corn flakes, the generic.
Yep.
I'm actually, one of the major factories that produces a lot of those cereals is in Michigan, Battle Creek.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Battle
Herbert
Creek.
Kellogg.
The other one's in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Wow. Sounds like the perfect place to make cereals in Battle Creek. My God. Alrighty then.
The whole town smells like frickin' cereal.
How about you, Amy? What cereal do you like?
Ooh. I guess I kind of like, I'll just try different cereals, kind of like depending like what mood I'm in. Like sometimes I'll get like Applejack, or I like Fruity Pebbles are good, but wow, are they dense and you can't eat very much of them. So I think you eat like a quarter of a cup of those, and they're nice, but they're good. The hard part is getting through them all while they're still fresh, right? Because
She's spitting facts right now.
I have no idea what you're talking about. No. Yeah.
She's
Really?
spitting fact right now.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's true. Everything
Are
she's saying
you-
is very true.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was like as soon as you
The-
poured the milk, it was a race against time to finish it.
Taste,
yeah.
taste, man.
For a very small amount, and then just keep going. Like, okay, the commercials have started. Go, go!
Yeah,
Jesus.
So true.
That's weird. So I believe that you're a sugary cereal girl. But Honey, on the other hand, she's a Mucilix person, I'm sure. Oatmeal.
Actually, I love oatmeal.
See, I knew it.
It's like all those cafe. A lot of supposedly like healthy adult cereals. I checked it out. Some of them have more sugar than Frosted Flakes. Like there's Crackle Milk Brand.
Yes.
I love Crackle Milk Brand, but I can't
No,
eat that.
she is right. Yeah.
Dude, it is painful to be so right all the time, Eric.
But I love having the Crackle Milk Brand. I ate them like little cookies.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
So just-
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cookie Crisp.
Hmm.
Is that what you're talking about?
I had it actually.
Yeah, no, that's
always-
okay.
It's all cookies.
Honey is my spirit animal.
Oh.
Sweet. Now, oh God, there's an emergency. Jeff, give me an emergency alarm sound, please. Please.
Japanese.
What
Thank
is
you.
an emergency
Thank you.
alarm sound?
That was close enough. That felt a little more nuclear to me, but okay. Alpha Proto, Kellogg was a good man, sir. Sir. He was a
Oh,
jackass.
here we go. Everybody
Didn't he
batten
invent,
down the hatches. Here we go.
Ah, God. No,
He
it's
invented
okay.
cornflakes to stop masturbation, didn't he?
He is responsible for a lot of bullshit. You got to understand, a lot of these cereals, of course, not what they evolved into, but originally they were created coming out of the spa craze. right? Because a lot at
Spock.
that time, Americans were moving from agrarian to city life, a lot of them, and but the diets they were eating, unless you're working your ass off every day, they were pretty heavy. So the whole spa trend kind of picked up. All right. And Kellogg is one of those dudes that made a lot of money off it. This is where bottled water comes from, vitamins, all these kind of things come out of the spa craze at the end of the 19th century into the early 20th century. Kellogg, he was one of those guys who made a lot of money, cornflakes, of course, and other stuff, health food, by the way, but to try to make for a healthy diet and a healthy life. But he also was a devout, I think, Catholic. I think he was a Catholic. And he was really, by the time the roaring 20s rolled around, he was really put off because of all these young people out there having their sexes, the sex. It's like, it's ridiculous. What are you doing, young
Oh,
people?
gross.
So he really, really pushed to like putting saltpeter in cereals and other things like that to calm down the male and their sexual urges. And he's the reason why the Americans, a large percentage of them, are circumcised. He's the one that pushed that Jewish bullshit on everybody, which is weird because he's Catholic. But he did it because he wanted to reduce the sexuality of the American male.
Well, to be fair,
That's
they didn't
Kellogg.
have a cure for syphilis, so that was actually kind of a problem.
Well, you're kind of going back to the 17th, 18th century now, but I get you. But no, that's Kellogg was a freaking monster, dude. Yeah, saltpeter. They use it to reduce the so you can't get an erection. Alpha, yeah, stay away from it. They would give it to
Kellogg's
military
Cut
guys.
Flakes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But he's the guy to push that. And keep in mind the whole circumcision thing. I mean, if you talk about,
Hey, we're talking cereals. Let's get away from the circumcision.
well, yeah, exactly. That's my
how's
point.
it tying with Saturday morning
Kellogg.
cartoons?
Or are we circling around Cheerios?
We are. That's right. Yeah. But anyway, I will get off of that. Where was I? Let's go over here to Eric. What was your cereal of choice, sir?
I had a couple. I want to say Honey was right about the sugar and the carbs in the healthier cereals are usually worse than the sugary cereals.
Uh-huh.
Because being a diabetic now, I look at all that stuff when I eat. I'm like, what the hell? I'm going back to the fruity pills.
Why are you diabetic? You're not a big man.
Genetics.
Okay.
You're a big man. Don't listen to him.
I'm a big man. I can't. But as a kid, Fruity Pebbles has always been number one with me. One probably a lot of people won't remember is Waffle-O's.
No.
It was like
I
a
remember
waffle.
I remember Waffle Crisp.
I
This
remember
was a
C3POs.
No, this was they looked like little bitty waffles, and originally they were called Waffle-O's. They might have changed the Waffle Crisp, but they were maple.
It had like a
flavored.
maple flavor, right?
Yeah.
I think I remember those.
Now, the most important thing, everybody needs to answer this. You dump your milk or do you drink it afterwards?
Of course you drink
Drink-
your milk
drink it.
afterwards.
It's all
What are you
sugary.
talking about?
You gotta drink it.
I usually pour a second bowl of cereal so I can just finish up the milk.
Well, it's
Dude,
kind of the
you're-
only way
you're-
to drink milk anyway. I mean, milk
You're
does suck.
you're a freaking amateur, man. If you do it right, there's no milk left when you take the last spoonful.
Oh, you're one of those.
Oh no, you
All
gotta
right.
have that sugary milk.
It has to be
No.
done in freaking proportion.
He's
Lift that
one of
bowl up and
those.
suck
Oh
it
my
It
right
sounds
out.
like it gets soggy.
Pace
Yeah.
yourself.
Goodness gracious. All right, let me keep this train moving. Keenma.
Yeah?
Do Canadians have cereal?
Yes.
And who
The
was your
back bacon
favorite?
flavored.
I didn't eat cereal.
Go, good girl.
Oh.
Good on
Whoa.
you. So you're an oatmeal lady.
Nope, didn't even have oatmeal.
Just scraps from the bottom of the crisper.
No.
Moose.
I don't know
Yeah,
if there's so many
totally
communists up
moose.
in Canada.
Some
It's
moose
bacon.
bacon.
Bacon, yeah, bacon's good. Bacon's good.
Bacon eggs. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the problem is every morning I got up, I had to literally drag my brother out of bed and make cereal for us because that's all. I was a kid making breakfast, so
Make
Um,
cereal.
pouring it in, you know what I mean. I was a little kid,
Alright,
like
alright.
elementary school, And so I had to feed my brother, and I had to make lunch and in the lunch boxes and stuff like that. So
Uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
yeah.
no, half the time I was at my grandmother's place and she had like a buffet breakfast already ready to go when I wake up in the morning.
What?
Nice.
Oh, that would be nice. No, when I was staying with my grandmother, that was the truth. But with my mother, no.
Eh,
Yeah, no. My mother was a lazy ass princess. But
Oh my God.
oh no, dude, I was up usually the same time my dad, if not a little earlier. And my dad didn't even have to. He knew I would handle it, so I did. I made lunches, took care of breakfast, and got my brother out to the bus stop on time because my brother is not a morning well, he's not an anytime person, but yeah, I had to manage all of that.
Oh.
And now we know why Chester left the country because he couldn't stand his family.
Well, no.
he's
Well,
like, I'm
yeah,
not denying
Jennifer.
it.
But yeah, my mom was pretty awful. Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, I respect my dad. My grandmother was freaking awesome.
Nice.
Nice.
Mm. Well,
Your
she's
grandmother
really
on your dad's side,
um
or
no, my dad's side died very young, when I was little. No, my mother's mother, and she never said it directly because she was one of those nice ladies, but I think she was always rather disappointed in her last child, because you got to understand, my mother was the youngest of 13 children.
my
And
goodness?
and after the war, she adopted 5 more. So I
Okay.
have 18 aunts and well, I have 17 aunts and uncles. But
Oh,
she was the youngest, and she was babied way too much.
You're
oh,
saying
You
Jennifer
were bound
Connelly
to have a
might not
celebrity
be
cousin with that many people.
Yeah, no, I got
might
hundreds
not
and
be a
hundreds
Yeah.
of family. Yeah.
yeah.
But the one thing I do, because I've experienced here with my life, a very small family. Her Japanese family here, very small.
Mm.
There's only one
They're all
other.
small.
Well, I'm talking about quantity of people. But
Right.
her only one of her brother has a kid, and it was only recently, so it's a very small family. And if I have to compare, I much prefer a big family. Big families are fun.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh for sure.
yeah. So
Nice.
It must stink when you have to get like Christmas gifts. That's a lot.
I knew you were gonna say that.
well,
See, that's the benefit of being an artist is I just make my Christmas gifts, so it doesn't
Oh
matter.
yeah, there you
Yep.
go. Yeah,
I
there you
just make
go.
mine.
well,
And
I
for
then
always
me,
have the
Xerox
excuse
it.
that I'm too poor to buy Christmas gifts. I'm like, nah.
well,
Oh,
Have you
look,
done
a number 2 pencil. Thanks.
right. Well, I usually
Oh,
get
look,
many
$5
Dad drew
Dunkin'
me
presents.
gift
something
card.
again.
Yeah.
Yay.
My mother would buy cheap crap. And she always lots of cheap crap. And my family's too big, so there was never really any presents exchanged so much. But so Christmas you get some cheap crap that I didn't even want, but whatever. But I do remember my grandmother, the one I said it was awesome. On my birthday, I didn't get any presents from anybody from my parents, but from my grandmother, I did. Every year on my birthday, I got fresh underwear and fresh socks.
FOTL.
Mhm.
Nice.
Fruit of the Loom.
Oh yeah, definitely Fruit of the Loom or Underoos.
Oh, those are fun.
Yeah.
Underoos.
Under ruse?
Yeah,
Underoos.
that's a
Yeah,
deep
yeah,
cut.
Underoos.
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
Never
Never
heard of
heard of that?
Underoos?
That was it's like cosplay, like from the 70s.
Yeah, no, like Spider-Man underwear or things like that. I think I had mine were like Super Friends or something like that.
The
But
underwear and a t-shirt.
Yeah, no, you did. You did with the Underoos. With the Fruit of the Loom, you just get
Yeah, it was like
drawers, but and socks. So I know that sounds horrible. To a lot of people. For my birthday, I only got underwear and socks. But if I didn't get fresh underwear and socks, I wouldn't have had any.
But
So
you don't wear
I don't
underwear
believe you.
now.
I didn't like that as a
but when
kid,
Chester
but I appreciate it now.
but when Chester turned 35, they had to stop because they didn't have any underoos sizes that fit him.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't believe me?
Huh? Oh, because you're the yacht guy. I got a mountain of.
Yes. Therefore,
I got
I am
sex rock.
self-made, sir.
It's a sex castle,
Yeah.
not
No,
sex rock.
Yes.
dude, I grew up poor. Oh yeah, I was a poor kid when I was little.
You know,
And
mention of
How can you be
Gucci
poor? You
socks.
just said you got underwear.
yeah, from my grandmother. I mean, literally,
I'm kidding. I was joking on that
all
one.
my clothing that I had was coming from, I have a huge family. We're always hand me down. So, like in the 70s, when I was going to school and all the other kids were wearing the Levi jeans and the polo shirts and even back then the Nike shoes, I was literally had pants that were bell bottomed, with multicolor stripes going down and across, right? And
Ooh.
very gigantic collared odd pastel colored shirts. That was me in
Ew.
elementary school. I know, dude.
Hold
I
on,
know.
Chester. So tell us how poor you were. Did you have Trax shoes?
Oh no, I had Skippies. I
Is
wasn't
that
good
worse
enough.
than
I was,
Trax?
dude. I wasn't good enough for tracks. I had Skippies.
Jeez. Trax were the Kmart brand. You had worse than Kmart brand?
I
Oh
know,
my
dude.
God.
I know. Although
I'm sorry, man.
I did get one time, and I don't know why. My aunt bought me a pair of shoes for some reason out of nowhere, and they were the Ruse. Remember Ruse? They had a little pocket on the side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I did have a pair of Ruse. That's probably the best sneaker I ever had. But yeah, no, I was a poor kid. Did you guys all grow up rich or something?
No.
Yeah, man. My
Not
cousin
really.
was also a movie star.
Well, her
So-
family was much more well off, but she's from the New York family. There were plenty of people in my family had money, but they're New Englanders. I mean,
That
I don't think that means anything to them, Andrew or Keith. They don't understand New
Mm.
Englanders.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing.
I had an
One of the
uncle
most
who owned
expensive
one of my
states to
uncles
live
owns
in.
a Quidnick lobster. You understand what that means?
owns a lobster.
He owns a Quidnick lobster.
Is
Just
that a
one?
code word for
80% of the Atlantic lobster sold in the world, it comes out of a Quidnick lobster. 80%. He's rich, very wealthy. Never saw a penny from it ever.
Yeah,
You guys
that's
won
what it is
lobster?
actually with half of my family is one half of my family is incredibly rich and I do not see any
No. The
support
New
or
Englanders,
cash from
they
that.
do not
Yeah.
share money. They're tight. Yeah, New Englanders like that. I had a few uncles that had some money and some that had a lot of money, but my parents didn't, and they didn't like my dad anyway. He was a damn a Southerner. They didn't care for him much. So
Yo.
Anyway, if you could do me a favor and ask Alan and Sheldon what their favorite breakfast cereal was, Jeff, I'd appreciate it because I'm going to go over and get myself some coffee. Would you, if you share your screen, I'll go ahead and click on you if you want some kind of control.
Hang on. We don't need control.
No? Okay. I'll leave
You're
it
just
as
going to
it
go
is.
get coffee. It won't be that big of a deal.
That's true. I'll be back.
All right. Okay,
Cool.
so Sheldon, favorite type of favorite type of breakfast cereal.
I got a whole shitload of them. Whatever had sugar. I was one of those kids
Okay.
that added sugar to the sugar
Sugar,
cereal.
sugar,
Wow.
sugar.
Yeah.
Like fruit flavored, honey flavored, chocolate, all of the above.
I like honey Cheerios. I like the Life. I like cinnamon Life. The peanut butter crunch. I didn't like any of those Crunch Berries or regular Crunch. Those, but I would eat them if they were there. I mean, because they were kind of sugary. The honeycombs, Frosted Flakes, anything with frosting on it. Cocoa Pebbles.
Nice.
What about you, Andrew?
No, Alan.
Alan, Andrew, whatever. It starts with
I didn't
an A.
respond because I knew who you were talking to.
I'm a big
Mexican
peanut butter
guy.
crunch guy. But if I was in Skid Row, I had to have my smacks.
Oh yeah, Honey Smack.
Dude, smacks are awesome. Dude, it took me up until I was 28 years old when I was in Taiwan and I had barley tea for the first time to figure out that Honey Smacks were literally just roasted barley.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's just roasted sugared barley. That's all Honey Smacks is.
I'm just kidding. Though. That's a narcotic.
Dang.
That was a narcotic joke. I hate smacks.
Was anyone a Monster
Rolling up and down
cereal
the
fan?
barrio, looking for his smacks.
What was that?
Smack. He's that smack.
Is anyone a Monster cereal fan?
Oh, you mean like Boo Berry and
Oh,
Yeah.
they brought back Fiddle
Fruit Brute.
Frankenberry.
Fruit Brute, yeah.
I
They
do
didn't
like
bring
the
back Yummy
blueberry.
Mummy though, which I was surprised.
What?
They brought
Really?
back all
I've-
4 of them, but not the 5th one.
I have never in my life had like the Count Chocula. I've never had any of those, and I'm so surprised. Never got.
Super-
a
I've
one.
never
super stale
never heard of
marshmallows.
Yummy Mummy.
Oh, yeah.
It was
they
it was
made a Funko
one of-
Pop.
It was discontinued, I think, back in the 90s. So not surprised you
Yeah,
haven't
they're
seen
out.
it.
They bring them out seasonally. So Publix has
Yeah, they're
like
seasonal.
them out right now.
Make
Is
some
there
General
how-
Mills, right?
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
think
Yeah,
so.
General Mills. Yep.
They're like all doing Halloween stuff, like even the like Lucky Charms and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They always loved it.
I had some pumpkin spice shredded wheat.
What?
How he's actually
Spice-
being Lucky Charms.
Pumpkin spice shredded wheat.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, I think my
Spice
wife got
Cheerios
that.
too.
It's pretty good.
And there was a pumpkin spice Special K too.
Mhm.
Was there a pair of UGG boots at the bottom of the box?
Should be 3
pumpkin
proofs
pie.
of purchase.
I actually bought some Sam Adams pumpkin ale that I kind of regret that I did, but oh well.
Oh, did you really?
Did it come back up?
No, it's just it's more heavily spiced than I wanted it to be. It's not bad, but it's like, it's not something you drink with like dinner. I'll have a beer with dinner, and it's not something I drink with dinner.
It's like a
Spice is
dessert
rather
beer.
specific. It's nice though. I like it with a lot of things, but generally I don't have it with other things. Like after a meal, like a piece of pumpkin pie can be really nice. But I don't usually think like, yeah, I'm gonna have a tall glass of I don't know, pumpkin pie-nade with dinner.
You know what I saw they sell now is the cinnamon toast crunch milk. So it's like the milk that's left over.
Oh, really? They sell
You know,
that?
Yeah.
There's
wow.
been so many. I don't know what it is about Cinnamon Toast Crunch and like our society right now, but they're making Cinnamon Toast Crunch everything. Now they have like a butter spread that's Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh,
and-
wow.
Like I don't know what it is, but everybody's just making
Like-
more and more Cinnamon Toast Crunch now.
It's like
There's a
certain
cinnamon toast
brands like
oatmeal,
just
too.
go overboard, like Oreo. Like how many friggin' flavors of Oreos are there now?
I
Like there's just
figured it out.
Oh?
yeah.
I think it's because all of us all us older people now, we love those cereals when we were kids, but we just can't handle the sugar load anymore. But we miss the flavor and the familiarity, so they try to put the Cinnamon Toast Crunch into things that are not quite so something we can have a little bit of like that was like a butter or like a spread. So you can't have like a big old Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but you could say to have it's like a slice of toast and put some Cinnamon Toast Crunch like spread on it, so you get that taste, but not quite so many calories or something like that.
Yeah, that's probably the reason. And also it's our cinnamon toast popcorn, like drizzled popcorn.
Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
so
this
you-
is not too bad though.
Is it just
Curious
like
to try that.
Yeah, no, none of
Basically-
it sounds bad. But
I'm getting sick just listening to this.
Cinnamon
Help me
toast
out there.
popcorn.
Cinnamon toast steak.
Oh,
How you talking?
that actually
probably
probably
ruining a steak.
I would try that.
Why every time I come back, it always comes back to disgusting food from Jeff? What are you doing?
Getting crazy.
I mean, I took the wife out this weekend. We went to a convention. We stopped and got a there was a steakhouse right across from us, so we split a tomahawk steak. That was kind of interesting.
Ah, nice.
Ooh.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
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 sounds good.
Actually, Gary
Very
Shipman
romantic.
Gary Shipman. I was at a convention. Gary Shipman drove up to go out to dinner, and he didn't tell me. So it's like I said, well, I make reservations with my wife. I got to go. See you later. So I got to speak to him for like 15 minutes.
He wanted to have dinner with you and you ditched him?
Well, he didn't tell me.
Oh,
So just bring him
Jeff.
along anyway.
Well, I was tempted to, but there was somebody else there. He was there seeing. So
Oh, I see.
Oh.
I see.
Oh,
I see.
oh, yeah, be quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Gary's a great guy. Love Gary.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It made me think, Eric, though, because you were talking about the Kmart shoes. I was Skippy's, of course, being Woolworth's brand. But I wasn't good enough for Woolsworth, for Kmart. I had to be a Woolsworth boy. But I do remember the only actual bad thing I've ever done in my life, I did at a Kmart, Eric.
Shoplifted.
I did. I
Banged
was like,
somebody.
no, dude,
Did,
that's not criminal.
Like,
I was,
Twinkie? It was a Twinkie, wasn't it?
no, I was like 5 or 6, and I stole a Matchbox car, and I hid the
It'd be
thing
like
in my
25
bedroom.
cents.
Yeah, probably. But I was a kid. I wasn't thinking about money. But I hid it in my bedroom, and when it was no one else around, I would take it out and I would look at it. But I was so guilt ridden, I couldn't even open it. And the next time we went back to Kmart, I took it and put it back.
Amazing.
Huh?
A telltale heart.
Oh well.
Adrian said this info explains so much about Chester.
Does it? What does?
Oh, probably because how poor you were.
I was poor. Yeah.
Or I don't know which party put it. I just read that.
Oh, you talk about Jiminy.
No, Adrian.
Yeah. Jiminy says you're so poor you had to rip the eyes and ears off of other kids.
To be able to see. That's true. Well, there was a good part to it though, because my grandma, she's that old school type. They make their own candles. They do all their own preserves. That type, right?
Cool.
Moving all day long, right?
An Amish?
Well, almost Mennonite, I would say. Very, very close to Mennonite. Yeah.
Sounds like witchcraft. I don't know.
Well, hard-nosed Northern Baptists, dude. But of course, they come from Block Island and Newport, so they're island
Snake
people.
handler.
But anyway, my dad, when I was real little, was in back and forth Vietnam all the time, right? And then when he came back, he was at the Pentagon, so he would be gone for months at a time, right? And I didn't know at the time, but during that, my mom would get sad, so she couldn't manage children. So I got thrown over at my grandmother's house, and that's why I spent so much time with my grandparents. Was because of my mother, and well, really my father, being a military guy. So those were good though, because my grandmother was awesome. I learned a whole bunch of stuff. She was very self-sufficient, so it worked out really well in the end, you know.
Yeah, my wife learned. My wife knows how to can. One year she made these spice peaches.
Hmm.
Oh my God, they were so awesome.
Yeah, dude, handmade is
Sound
so
good.
much better than the store stuff. It's true.
Oh yeah. I'm drooling now.
Love some canned
Oh, you-
green beans.
My grandma's a rabid raccoon that wears Lane Bryant.
What?
Jesus.
Sounds like a lovely woman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Cute like a stomach pump.
Oh my. Oh my. Well,
Yeah.
we can't all have great mothers. I mean, it's just the way it is. Unfortunately.
Chester, can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah, sure.
Is that why you didn't come back home when your mom died?
No, well, no. I didn't have any overt. Well, I didn't
No,
have.
that's okay. I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't have overt motivation to do so, I suppose. But no, it had more to do with practicality. I mean, you know how busy I am, right?
We're going all Freud on Chester.
Well,
Tell
no,
me
I'm not.
about
He's
your
got-
father.
Well, I'm
He's
very
halfway
busy
around
person.
the world. I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm on the
Do
other side of
you,
the
do you
planet.
have any dreams about flying?
Yes, I do. I have a lot of
Naked.
superhero dreams. Oh, definitely.
Let me ask you
naked.
this:
Yes,
does your mother sew? Boom! Get it to slap.
right. Well, to be fair, though, my mother, she didn't do breakfasts, or of course I was at school, so no lunches. But to be fair, she did cook dinner every day, Monday through Friday, and the Sunday meal. And she was a pretty good cook, actually. So she did do that, and she kept a pretty neat house. It wasn't filthy at all. So she did do stuff. It's just she did not get up early.
She didn't pour cereal.
She did not. Poor cereal. And it's just the way she was. But she was the type of my wife was shocked because I warned her because my parents did come and visit us when we were in Hawaii to see the kids, right? And you know, I told my wife that my father doesn't talk a lot, and if he ever is changing, taking off a shirt, don't gawk because he's absolutely covered in scars and obliteration. But and that just be patient and careful with my mom. And she didn't get
Mm.
me because she's a Japanese lady and mothers are mothers, right? They're just, she doesn't have a comprehension beyond that. But
Yeah.
she learned, boy, did she learn. Because my mother is the type that, she would put the ice cream or whatever. There were things in the refrigerator that you don't touch because that's hers. You don't touch it, right? And she's that
Oh,
type, right? And she
bumps
had,
me.
I was living in Queen Emma Gardens at the time, and right across from a beautiful building, but right across from that was a Safeway. Safeway is Safeway. Yeah, Safeway. I think it's called
Safe,
Safeway.
Fred Meyer.
It's a grocery store. And she had gone over and bought herself a little thing of strawberries. And at that time, my son was a brand new baby, I mean, literally just born, and my daughter had been diagnosed with leukemia and was going through treatment. Her hair is falling out, right? It's pretty awful. And it wasn't planned that way when my parents came over, but it was in the middle of that. And her mother had come before and after it, and she was actually very helpful, right? But my mother went and bought these strawberries, right? She put them in the refrigerator, and my little 2-year-old cancer daughter, right,
Oh no.
went and had a
Oh.
few, and she threw a
Oh.
freaking fit. And
Oh,
my wife was just mortified. She couldn't comprehend because in our house there is nothing anywhere that isn't for anyone in the house that wants it, right? Of course, we're
right.
quite the opposite. Everything we do is for the children, right?
Mm.
And she couldn't understand that, and it just it upset her. And I
Yeah.
said,
I
I
can believe
told
that.
you,
Yeah. I told you.
right? And then she
Gotta
threw a
keep your hands on your own stuff.
well, I mean, yeah, but no. What is a parent's responsibility, dude?
Raise the child.
Provide for
Eh,
your kids.
right, to create an
There's nothing in
environment.
the Constitution that says.
Ah,
Oh, that's
ah.
a good one.
But I was lucky though because I did have a great grandma and grandpa. So but that's how my mom like same trip. We were going to go over to a restaurant, and she was so upset that they didn't have exactly what she wanted. And I told her because I'm very stern with my mother, right? I'm not
Uh-huh.
disrespectful or rude, but I'm very
Right.
stern. And I'm like, order what's on the menu or order nothing at all, right?
Right.
And my mother, my wife was kind of mortified, to talk to your mother that way. And I'm like, yeah, otherwise you're going to get this. And she, because she nudged me, and I could see the look. I didn't have to communicate. I knew what she wanted, right? And I was like, I just smiled to myself and I backed up, and I stopped talking and let her do her thing. Once again,
Mm.
my wife was mortified by my mother. I guess today you would call her a Karen, would be the
Uh,
terminology, I suppose.
maybe.
Yeah.
Could be.
That's rough.
So, did I not go back because my mother was an absolute bitch?
Chester, no, I'm
Not
sorry I
really.
asked. I shouldn't have asked.
No, I'm curious. What? Yeah.
I feel horrible that I even asked now. So no, I don't want to hear nothing. No,
That's okay. We're talking about childhood memories and
Please.
cereal.
Please, Mr. Chester, recline on the couch.
But
I'd never heard you talk about your mom before, so I was curious.
well,
Dad, I've heard you talk about quite a bit.
well, I mean, I don't know him very well, but I do respect him. I respect him. He's a patriot. He fought for our country in many places around the world. He's trained himself to be good at certain things. So I respect him. But I've never had many conversations. The dude doesn't speak, man.
He can kill you with a toothpick.
Dude, he can. Yeah, do not mess with that man. But he just doesn't speak much. He's super quiet, stoic type of dude, right? And like I said, I didn't see a lot of him in my youth. And when I was older and we were moving around and he was doing like training and stuff like that, it was almost worse because now we're jumping around every year or so to some new place. So I was always the new kid, which sucked. You know, my father was home most of the time, but once again, he didn't say anything, right?
Mm.
So my childhood was interesting, to be fair, but it doesn't matter. I grew up and took the reins myself.
Yep. And you've got a lovely little family yourself.
I do.
Mm.
I do.
And a yacht.
And a yacht.
And a mountain with the fertility shrine on it.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Don't forget that one.
Well, it's funny
A
because
good, and a good portion of Malta.
well, no, I own a single little building on Malta. But it's funny because you guys are making the Freudian jokes, but Freud would suggest that you marry your mother, and that's what we do. I married literally the opposite of my mother. Right? I
Tells me
married
a lot about Freud, right?
I married my grandmother is what I did. I guess I did. Yeah.
My mother
Well,
was
no,
a tight.
yeah.
My mother was a tightwad German broad. You didn't mess with my mom.
It was German. Was she the worst? Eh.
Trying to think of how to use schnitzel, but oh well.
I'm looking at Kima's here and it's freaking awesome, but I feel really bad for Mr. Honeyflakes. Sad.
Sad.
Oh, he
It's like
ran
the
out of.
situation of my liquor cabinet.
Well, Keith, you're clearly a '70s kid, so you probably get understand what I'm saying, right?
I do. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, one tragedy I had in my life when I was childhood that I actually found out the secret to it years later, which and it irked me. It probably still does irk me, actually.
Oh, no.
But
Cosby.
well, no. When I was a kid, I had something that my grandmother had given me, and it was called the Green Machine. And it was like a
Oh,
big
I love
wheel.
my green
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah, those things
Those
are
were the
badass.
best.
It's like a big wheel, but you had these tank levers that you used to turn instead of a wheel. But
How many times did you get your leg caught in the wheel?
oh, maybe, yeah, but I loved it, dude. And this is a generation where we would literally throw hammer and build ramps to jump over things, right?
Yeah.
With
Great.
our bikes and stuff. But I was riding it. We had a lot of hills where I was, and I was riding down the hill, and the back wheel came off, and it just sputtered out. So I went and I tried to look for the lock to repair it. I couldn't find it. I looked all over. I looked all over. I looked all over. And eventually, I just kind of gave up and left it there, and that was the end of my green machine. Now I found I was at a party many years later. I'd actually come back to
Oh,
Rhode
no.
Island on my own. And I was in the same area at one of my friend's house at a party, and it was tons of people around. And it was a girl there, and she was rather slutty, but I didn't recognize her.
Right on.
She said, "Do you remember me?" And I was like, "No." And she went on to confess that she's the one that damaged the green machine because she hated that damn thing. And I was like, okay, well, it's kind of weird because you're the first girl I kissed in your little what was it, those plastic playhouse little tree forts they put on the floor for girls. It's the first girl I ever
I remember you
kissed.
talking about this girl.
Yeah. And and we used to eat Hubba Bubba together. So it's like the first girl I ever kissed, and she's the
Screwed you
one that
over.
got all irky and decided to destroy my green machine. And then so proud of it all those years later. And it didn't make me angry. It made me sad because it was like, well, you're a young adult now and you're proud of that?
I know, right?
You know,
told all of her
she got her
friends about
dreams.
Well, she
So
had
she actually got like a screwdriver and like took the wheel off. Is that
took
what
the
happened?
cap
or-
off, the little lock nut that kept the
Oh,
wheel
God.
on. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I
crazy.
was always told when a girl destroys your green machine, she really likes you.
maybe that was the problem.
Thinks your tractor's sexy.
Yeah.
I'm glad you grew up to be a whore.
Although I can't take complete high ground on on that particular situation because my friend whose house it was, he was there and he heard the conversation. He kicked her out of the house, and I didn't say anything. I let him do it. Well, I should have told him no, right? I was like, no, let it be. But I let him do it. So,
For over a
funny.
green machine?
Well, she was being nasty, dude. She was so proud of
Um,
it,
With the green machine? We're talking about the green machine, right?
Yeah, I don't know, well, but I'm talking about years later at the party where she said that because I didn't know what happened to it, right? I thought it just came off, right? I didn't know that had happened, so it was a bit of a revelation for me. But yeah, now I was like, damn girl, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty messed up.
It is, and I still don't know why she did it.
Yeah.
A crackhead, that's why.
No,
Was it noisy? Like something like the Grinch didn't like? It didn't like make a bunch of noise or something.
I have no idea. Like I said,
It was-
I knew the girl.
I
She
mean,
was
it,
across the street. Her mom would take us for
You
candy.
didn't like
We used to
rip
hang out at her little house,
Aw.
and we'd eat like Hubba Bubba and stuff. Like I said, she's the first girl I ever kissed.
it's a
Did
jealousy
you
thing.
ever rip off
Hey.
a head of her Barbie doll or something?
No, of course
or-
not. No, of
No,
course
pay
not.
too much
Okay.
attention
Never
to the
did
green
anything
machine and
to
not
her.
to her.
I never did anything to her. Yeah.
That's why.
Wild.
Man, well, we were little, dude. It was a green machine. You know how small that is? I mean, what was I?
It's still like kind of
7,
devious for
8?
It's still crazy.
It was, and
Yeah.
yes,
Crazy
Adrian, it
times.
was traumatizing. Because I haven't had too many things in my life where people have conspired against me, right? I haven't had that. I've had violent interactions, mainly because of my job, but I've never had so many situations where people have conspired. And I don't know, have
Yeah,
you guys
that's
had that
messed
kind of?
up.
It is messed up. But have you guys had experience where people have literally conspired against you?
Yes.
Yeah, it sucks,
Yeah.
right?
It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got to
Bad.
figure out where to bury the bodies. It's all a mess.
Oh, it's
Right.
that's just a hassle. That's not like the worst part. It's just so much work.
Well, I mean, it was just
To
it
do
wasn't
the
much
digging.
work, but I was really sad because I love that thing, dude. I love that green machine, and she knew it. She knew how much I loved it, and that's why she did it, right?
was
I just don't
cool.
know her
It's jealousy.
angst, though.
Yeah, it's just jealousy.
I suppose.
Chicks, man.
Probably at that age, she probably did like you, and that's the only way she could manifest it.
Maybe.
Well, I'm thinking, what can a 8-year-old girl do? How can an 8-year-old girl destroy a green machine? Are you sure she didn't just steal it and that was her excuse?
No. She it wasn't stolen. She took the back right wheel. There's a little metal cap, an aluminum cap that goes over is forced on to a nub that keeps the wheel on, and she took that cap off. And eventually, as I'm riding
Yeah.
around, the wheel popped off. Eventually,
Hmm.
yeah.
Sorry to hear about your green machine. You ever get one back?
No, that's okay. I elevated up to bicycles anyway.
Yeah,
it's in
you
that
got a
transition.
yacht.
I do.
You showed her.
Got the
did.
biggest green machine of them
Yeah.
all.
That's right. Well, it's
Named your
little.
yacht
Break
green
that.
machine.
It's gonna take more than loosening up a bolt.
I just put a new gel coat on her, actually.
Oh.
You know, if I go visit you in Japan,
Mhm.
it's gonna be funny if I see that your fertility castle rock statue is a statue of yourself.
No, it's not. It's a very
Like green
little,
machine?
little teeny little shrine. It's very innocuous, actually. And
Well, you
it's,
don't need to say that
it's
about
not.
it.
Well, it's not mine either. I'm just responsible for it, right?
Right.
I
Your
guess. I mean,
family out there do any Shinto stuff?
Oh, of course, they're Japanese.
hey, have you been paying attention to the World Wrestling Championship happening right now?
No, I have not.
I did not know that Japan had so many good wrestlers.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
dude,
I
they're
know
like
that.
huge on
Yeah.
wrestling.
Yeah.
They have some cool ones.
I have one word for you: the Great Muta.
I'm not familiar with the
That
name.
would
I
be
just
3
recently
words. That's
learned.
3 words, Jeff. That was 3 words, Jeff. But
When I was
no,
a
yeah, Japan's got great wrestlers. Yeah.
when I was a kid, I used to kind of like laugh at the sumo wrestlers because they're just big fat guys or whatever. And then I actually saw a match. I was like, man, this is brutal.
Oh, sumo wrestling is
Yeah,
awesome.
they knock each
I
other
love
out.
Mighty Sumo. I love
Yeah.
Mighty Sumo. It's so cool. Or what's the big competition over there? I always watch like the highlight reels of the sumo stuff because
Well,
it's
they
just
have
so.
I just watch
tournaments in
highlight stuff.
various cities, and they just travel around the country every year. I don't know beyond that. I mean, I've
You
watched
see any
sumo
live
enough.
matches?
No, I've seen them on TV. I did watch some, but for me, it is just a bunch of fat guys slapping each other. But
They knock each other out too, though. They hit each other so hard.
they do charge in, do this headbutts and stuff. Yeah, they do. But it is a sport, and they are athletes. It is legitimate. Yeah.
They die young, right? Like I think they die young.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm really not the person to talk about sumo. I don't know much. I've seen it a few times. I know the lingo, but
Mister, can I
First
get a
time
time
something in
check?
Japan you don't know anything about.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of shit I don't know. What was that, Eric?
Yeah, time check, please.
Time check. You guys have exactly 14 minutes left.
Cool. I'm gonna
And
go smoke a cigarette.
there we go. And this has been a very fun show. We got some really cool art. I love the concept here from Keith, where we have serial mascots have been turned into superheroes. That's pretty awesome. So definitely check it out. I know Jeff has been dropping all the links and everything. Hopefully, you guys are also drawing along. Keep in mind with the draw alongs, as usual, you just go into the Discord and drop it in there. If you're not a member of the Discord, please become one. You're welcome to. And we also take them on Twitter at hashtag DNQFE. Once again, hashtag DNQFE. And we'll look at all of that at the end of the show, of course. But
Yeah, feel
thank
free
you.
to tag me and all that stuff too.
Oh, sweet. Well,
On
you're in the
Twitter and
Discord
stuff.
now, so you have access, right?
Yeah.
And just go into the draw along section, you'll see, and there's probably already stuff in there, to be honest with you. We've talked about a lot of stuff today, Keith, but we've talked about cereal several times as well. And of course, we didn't ask you the important question: what was your favorite cereal when you were a kid?
So mine probably would be have you guys heard of Quisp?
Yes.
Quiz?
It sounds
Quisp.
familiar.
I almost want to say I've heard of it before. Let me check out the box.
It's
here real quick.
a cereal they make still, but you can probably only get it on Amazon at this point. But it's like Captain Crunch but sweeter, I guess.
Oh God, damn.
Yeah. And it's
Oh
it's-
yeah. No, I
it's
recognize the
round,
mascot.
so it doesn't cut your mouth like Captain Crunch.
Fair enough.
Good.
Yeah, no, I do recall this mascot. Quisp and Quake, I think.
Quisp and Quake. Yep.
Right,
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I remember this. And of course,
They do a lot of Funkos of them too, I think.
oh, do they? Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. I see another one here on this page, though. It's called from Quaker. It's called King Vitamin. I don't know that one.
King Vitamin. I've never had that.
I had King
Do you
Vitamin.
think there was do you think there was actually vitamins in there?
It was really good.
Maybe.
It was basically like Captain Crunch, the
Oh.
regular one,
All right.
Oh, okay.
but better, more sugar.
Well, I remember, because on my Sunday show, I will talk about board games because I'm a big board game collector and I like board
Oh,
games.
okay.
And I'll kind of show off and promote different ones that I think are worthy of such. There was I can't remember the name of it offhand, but I remember I did a preview here on the show. But there was a board game that came out that took all the kind of classic mascots. Boo Berry and Count Chocula, that company, right? And they created a very colorful, vivid board game that was quite popular for several years. So it's not the first time I've seen someone try to do something with serial ideas, but I've never seen anyone make a comic book and turn them into superheroes, though. And I don't know why I haven't, because it
Yeah,
sounds
it
like
just
the
seems
automatic, yeah.
it seems like something that should exist, but
Mhm.
yeah, for some reason it just hasn't. I've seen there was an online web comic that featured a lot of the breakfast cereal mascots. I think it was called like Breakfast of the Gods. I've never read it, but people, when I talk about the book, they've mentioned that to me before, and I guess it was sort of like a murder mystery or something like that, but it still wasn't quite, like a superhero comic,
Right.
Uh,
Yeah. No, I've never heard of such a thing. It's a great idea, for sure. And I am sitting here and looking at Eric's, and he's definitely going with the Lucky Charms.
Yes. I
Muted.
love it.
I did see a Lucky Charms one, so I kind of made up a black Irish one.
I like
Of
it.
as they were, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Her always
Alpha
after
Photo
being
brought that
Lucky
up.
Charms.
But yeah, no,
Great.
I remember that. I remember that cereal.
Lucky Charms?
No, the yeah, Lucky Charms. I remember that one.
Stupid rabbit kicks her for trids.
Oh God. I saw you sitting there putting some words in, but then you decided to go English. Well, why?
People could read it?
Oh, okay, fine. Be like that.
Yeah.
What was it, Gaelic?
Reading's fantastic.
Yeah, it's Gaelic. Yeah.
That'd be a cool language to learn.
Well, I saw
Sounds
it came up automatically as lorem ipsum, which I don't know why.
That is, anytime I bring up my text tool, it automatically fills that one in. I don't know why, so I got to change it.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe it's just kind of the layout for that, but it is kind of interesting. I could tell you a little bit about lorem ipsum if you'd like.
Well,
Sure.
sure. That's what you got.
Well, that is coming out of the Roman, actually, not the Gaelic, and it's actually comes from originally it probably would have been something more like de fini, maybe de finibus bonum et malorum, maybe. But it's a Caesarean expression, and it's basically to make the words become alive.
Ooh.
So it kind of makes sense, I guess. Yeah.
Chester's lying. It actually means, I need to use the bathroom. Would you please exit?
That's true.
yeah, I'm out of TP.
That's true. Yeah.
Get me a rabbit belt.
Here, Adrian. Here we go again. No, I'm not going there. Although Adrian, I have picked up. I do have to start a new Greek class, which I didn't expect that to happen. I got thrown
In
off.
Japan?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
So that should be
They're not
fun.
learning lessons already.
Yeah. Well,
Eric, what program is that?
Photoshop. Why do you ask?
No, I have to make some. I was thinking about making some ads because I'm going to try testing out some print ads. See if it gets me anywhere.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Did you find some good publications?
Yeah, I went and I started looking around. Some that I can actually afford. My next test.
I'll be back in a second, Jeff.
Alrighty.
Take over the show. He's going to talk to his toilet.
So,
How could you guys let me ask Chester that?
What does this ink blot look like to you?
Dong. From a cereal mascot. To bring it back.
Two butterflies kissing.
Yeah, let's be sure to bully Chester about how poor he was when he comes back. That was great.
I wouldn't do that.
Feel horrible.
Make fun of his... What the heck was it called? A green wheel?
Green machine.
It was a
Green machine.
Yeah, make fun of the green machine. I'm glad she broke it. I mean...
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
All Come on, Eric, all the crap he gives you for your drawings. He had it coming.
Yeah, you're right. He did have it coming.
Oh man.
Bragging about all the
That's-
secretaries he has working for him.
That's not
He
uncommon.
does.
That is not uncommon for guys, for people who have not had a lot of money. When with a little bit of drive, will become very successful because not having a lot of money sort of sucks.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Well, too. If you're not used to having very much, then you're not likely to be wasteful with what you do have. You might spend it better and do a little better in the long run.
That's true.
Somebody should
too.
tell that to NBA players.
Well, not everyone, I suppose.
That and having to work for it, that's the other thing. So that's the thing. That's the thing about like a lot of sports stars is that they do put in the time to get into like the big leagues, but then it's like a flood of money, and of course these guys are like in their early 20s, and so they're going to spend it like a bunch of maniacs.
Yeah, they do. Too.
That's the good ones. The ones that have to play to not get cut or get
Yep.
sent to another country and play for their teams. They seem pretty humble. The ones I've come across anyway.
Mm.
Hey Keith, what the bad guys? These guys? What are they called?
So that's the group is the Boss Brigade. They're all
Boss Brigade. Okay.
The Boss Brigade. Yeah. Could you put that
They're
back up
all-
for a second, Sheldon, just so I can see a little bit more detail?
Yeah. Wait.
Oh, that's neat. Oh goodness, we have a.
Yeah, these guys look really cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Cool. Yeah.
They're all based off video games, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. The enemy of cereal, as we all know. Yeah.
Is that one
Well,
of the
they got their own
lead
cartoons too.
Did you get that? Did you get that from an Alterna auction?
Yeah, alternate auction. I got the one where your wife did I forget this Tomb Raider girl's name.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, I won that.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
nice.
Very
That's cool, dude. Yeah.
Speaking of video games, last weekend I met up with John Carmack. I don't know if any of you guys know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
No. Who's
He
that?
is one of the founders of ID Software, the guys who created Wolfenstein 3D, the original
Doom.
Wolfenstein
cool.
3D,
Oh, cool.
Doom. God, what's that other one?
Quake.
Quake is the other one. And he's the one who also developed Oculus that Facebook bought. So I had like a 20-minute conversation with him.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Carmack.
I'm like, I would have to say I'm probably like in like maybe the top 10 to 20% of software developers. I felt absolutely inferior in front of this guy.
Well, I mean, when you have the credit of I made Doom,
Yeah.
then you kind of.
Me program COBOL?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Adrian, why they have the teach in Japanese Greek? Now the university wants to have a classic literature and language course, and I already teach. I teach cuneiform, right? And they have people who can teach the German. And then it came down to Latin or the Greek, which for me is either way. But they had a couple of people that could do the Latin, so they got that covered. And the Greek, they had a lady who can only teach modern Greek, and they needed someone who could teach modern and classical Greek. So I got corralled. That's why.
Languages do you know, Chester?
What do you say?
How many languages do you know?
Licensed or just in general?
Say in general.
You have to license the language?
I have a lot of licenses, yeah. I would say capably 18, I guess.
Wow.
18, like, are they dead languages or real ones?
Some, it's a mix. But yeah, no, I of course all the cuneiform languages, Egyptian, Hebrew, ancient and modern. Um,
Do you have to go
yeah,
to the DMV to relicense them every year?
no, but if I want to up my license, I do have to take a test, right? Because they have a ranking. But because one of the things I've been doing for 25 years, Amy, is I'm part of the Sumerian project, right? So I've been part of the project that's been translating the Library of Ashurbanipal and all those kind of things. I've been doing that for a very long time. Um, but um, but the university here in Japan, they wanted me because they found out I wasn't working at the university, but they found out that I worked for the project and I can translate cuneiform, and they asked if I would teach a course, and I was like, what do you got to pay me? Yeah. And so they don't always have enough students to have an actual course. So what they do is they have me do anthropology classes so they can keep me on record and pay me money. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing. And this idea of them going to classical literature, I don't know why they want to do that, Adrian, but they do. So and they're paying me an additional 2 grand a month to do so. So I'm not going to bitch.
And they didn't pay C3PO nothing.
That's right. That's right. He's a slave.
18 languages.
Yeah.
Well, the dude does nothing but letters.
I mean, it's what I do. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I'm only licensed.
pretty incredible.
I'm only licensed in 12 though.
That's still
Okay. Yep. Well, that makes sense.
Does
I
it?
mean, outside of ruling Malta, that's all he really does.
Well, I mean, but this is what I do. You guys do what you do, and you over time become good at what you do, right? I mean, it's just like anything else. It's not really special.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
It's a neat talent, I think. Languages are really interesting.
They are, and I can go anywhere in the world, and I'm good to go.
I bet
that sounds
so.
handy.
It is handy. Yeah.
That is one of the things that well, I mean, it is such a unique experience to go to a different country and be able to talk to nobody for a couple of months.
And
That
that's
was
the
neat.
thing too.
Up until he goes to Scotland, then
Yeah.
all bets are off.
Oh, that's true. But because eventually I will be summering in Malta, right? Or well, I don't know when, probably summering. Because about the for sailing in the Mediterranean, right? I'm when I am over there, I'm going to be the most happy little nerd you ever seen, though, because I'm going to dive deep into and I'm going to master Maltese.
Wow.
Yeah,
No.
it's quite an interesting, unique history for that language. I'm looking forward to it.
So it's
Don't you mean Chestertopia?
No, it's a very interesting language, Maltese. So,
is it related to like Spanish or any of the other
well,
languages? Or
it's a hybrid language. It's got quite a bit of the kind of the Persian influence, the Anatolian language influence. It's definitely got some of the Romance language in it as well, and then it's some of their kind of ancient local languages that you don't see much around. You have to go to like Crete or some of these places to find the kind of ancient lingo that still survives. So it is a conglomerated language, but I'm just looking forward to it. It's an interesting, pretty language too.
does it have its own like writing symbols like some languages do, or does it use like Roman characters?
Oh no, it's like everybody else. They use Roman characters, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Well, that makes it maybe a little easier.
Yeah,
Roman characters like
well,
Achilles.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I'm worried about in the Greek class I got to do because most of the stuff I do, well, the cuneiform is specifically learning how to use that language, but mostly when I do stuff, it's using the Roman letters, right? For the most part, and everyone knows those. Everyone in the world knows the Roman letters, the 26 Roman letters, modern letters. But with the Greek, I'm going to have to teach an entire new alphabet because I'm in
Oh,
the process now of trying to put the syllabus together, and I'm trying to think how do I go about doing it, because I've
right.
never
Oh,
taught Greek before.
it's all Greek to. Well,
I was thinking the same thing.
how often do you get to use
It's all
that?
Greek yogurt to me.
How often do I get to use it? Very rarely. Very rarely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Chester just runs around the classroom going, "Hoppa, hoppa."
Oh, wow.
And brings up cheese.
Yeah. Well, you do know Opa is actually coming out of an ancient name for Zeus, right?
No,
It's very
Yes, it
interesting you brought that up.
that's just the stuff that they scream around here when they light the cheese on fire.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
You
know,
laugh.
that's
That's actually what they do.
oh, do they?
Oh my
Oh, that's funny. But because they do use it as yay, yay, but it does have its etymology. But that's one of the benefits of being a philologist. Etymology is my thing, right?
A full up on endocrinologist.
Yes,
Full
yes.
level.
I know the nerdness level is just extreme. I do apologize.
Etymology's my jam, man.
It is my jam, dude. That is my thing. Yeah. So yes, let's move away from my nerdiness into cooler stuff. Comic books. Alrighty. So we've definitely come to the end of our time, though. So we're gonna have to end it here. So why don't you go ahead and do that, Jeff? Thank you. It's so dynamic. So everyone, put your pencils down, your erasers, stylus, whatever the hell you use. Stop it, your painters, whatever you're doing. And we're going to get into taking a look at this. So Keith, what we're going to do is we're going to come over and we're going to look at each piece of art individually,
Okay.
and then you're going to judge them harshly.
Judge them harshly.
Okay. All right. So
Seriously? Or,
so yes, no,
like-
absolutely, seriously. You just
Yeah, give it to us. We
them
can't have egos.
hell. Okay, so we're going to start with AFLM here, Keith. So let's go and take a look. This is Andrew, by the way, and
Okay.
he's got your big bear. So what do you think?
All right, let me see. Are you gonna blow it up?
Well, you're in the Discord, so just go over to AFLM, click on his icon or his screen, and it'll pop right
Oh,
up. For you.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Dude, there
Gotcha.
should be
Okay.
bubbles in the milk.
Oh, there definitely should be.
Mm.
So you there yet, Keith?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, cool. So what do you think?
All right. I like this one. I like the idea of Boxer Bear sitting in a bowl of cereal. He drew the bear well. Like the anatomy looks great. Like the facial expressions. I think the only thing I don't like is the logo. I probably wouldn't have done that on the back. But
I had to fill
besides
in the
that-
negative space somehow.
Yeah, I figured that's what you were doing. But otherwise, I love the facial expression, and I love the pose, and I love the idea of him just sitting in a bowl.
Cool.
Would have probably been perfect if he had like a towel on around his neck, like he just fought a big battle or something, you know.
Right, sitting in
But
a sauna.
Oh, there you go.
overall,
That's
I
a
like
good
it.
idea. That's not
Yeah.
a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think it
overall,
looks
I
great.
really like it.
I love it. It's really, really cool, and it looks just like me. Thank you, Andrew.
There you go.
Oh, you bet.
Great work.
It actually does look a little bit like Chester.
It does.
He's sitting in milk right now.
It's perfect. Yes.
Love it.
Sitting
Great
in his
piece,
bowl.
though.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
And there are bubbles in Chester's milk.
There are. Well, they don't call me Bugbear for nothing. You know. There must be bubbles in the milk, that's for sure. But I think it's awesome. If you guys like what Andrew has done, please vote for him in the straw poll, which has already been dropped. So go check it out. Let's get through the rest of this art, though, before you make your decision, though. And we're going to move over next here to Amy. Amy Screen. She's decided to go with the healthy cereal mascot. So,
Yes.
Amy, tell us who is your mascot here?
Okay, I think he's a mascot for toothpaste. I think he's like part of a team of like toothpaste mascots. And
Correct.
Yeah, he's actually
might-
one of the villains of Mighty Mascots. He's
like sugary cereals, right? So he's
Yeah.
like, no sugary cereals. It's bad for your teeth.
Well-
So he's probably like he's got his big toothbrush.
It's just
so
totally
in
evil.
the first mini series, the Martian decides to make these dental mascots to kind of help them clean up this situation, but it kind of backfires on them because they end up wanting to clean everything, like meaning like everybody off the face of the earth, you know.
Oh my
so
God.
it was
Okay.
like, yes.
That's
So
what that guy
it
said too.
they're actually, and if you guys are old enough, you may remember this. They're based off of, there used to be these commercials that Crest used to do in the 70s.
Yeah.
With the Crest team, and it was like these old animated commercials with that Jack Kirby actually drew.
Oh, really?
And they're
I
yeah,
remember
they're really
those. I didn't know
awesome.
it was Kirby though. Okay.
Yeah, if you go back on YouTube and you can look them up, they have like compilations of them. They're amazing, like just the animation and the cavity creeps and everything. It's
Right.
awesome.
Okay, no.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah. Well, what do you think
So
of the
I
art?
had a oh, I think she did a great job. It
Yeah.
nails so this character in particular is very very what's the word I'm looking for?
Congenial.
Polish?
Yeah, very, but evil and like got an
Pedantic.
ego, you know, like a Doctor Doom type.
Oh,
And I
really?
think you captured it with the facial expression, definitely. Like very arrogant. That's the word I'm looking for.
The
Arrogant.
perfect teeth.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect teeth. Yeah. Aloof.
Genius, indestructible, all that stuff, you know. I think my only critique would be I would love to see like the full figure, you know, like I think
I
you were
always try to do a horizontal composition for the screen, and you can't really do a vertical figure in a horizontal screen. He'd be teeny tiny.
gotcha.
So I usually either end up having to do chibi characters or like portraits.
Oh, okay. I like it though. It's
figure it
a
out,
close
Amy.
up. The other thing I would have done on this one is put like the little the gleam mark on his teeth or
Oh, yeah.
something, you know.
Yeah, I know. The sparkle.
And then if you
Yeah.
notice the bristles on his toothbrush are like spikes. That's the other thing that would have fixed on this. It's more like it's more like a weapon, but that looks like kind of like a
Keith,
toothbrush.
Amy doesn't.
I
do
know I'm out of
violence.
control.
No,
I
Amy
know, I'm
doesn't
out-
do violence.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
and that makes sense.
She's the diabetes queen.
So it's important with your toothbrush.
He's just trying to do the critiques harshly.
I did
She's-
give him the order. Yes, I did.
Was that hard?
Now you're
I'm trying to
contradicting.
No, I
I'm
think it's
trying to
fine.
critique the way the way I did in art school, where you try to put the positives in there as well. You know.
Yeah, there you go. Like a
But-
teacher, I understand you well, sir. But
Awesome.
this is, I think it's great. I love it. I get what she's doing. I do remember those Crest commercials, dude. I
Thanks.
just didn't know it was Kirby. Yeah, Amy.
Yeah, I recommend everybody here go watch those after this. They're great.
Cool.
Woo.
Kirby
Alright.
Crest.
Well, go vote for Amy in the straw poll if you like what you're seeing. Let's move along here. Next, we're going on to Armoron, Keith.
All right.
And
Let's
this dude
see.
he's not playing around.
Hmm.
Yeah, this one's probably my favorite so far. I love the close up. I love it's definitely manga inspired. I don't really have much bad to say about this one at all. Like I think he nailed it. Like I love the colors on the beard and the mustache.
The
Yeah.
lighting's a lot of fun.
The lighting is amazing on this, and
Yeah,
this
Beautiful
is
work.
if Mighty Mascots was taken and made into manga, this is what I would expect it to look like. You
Right,
know?
right.
love
Luca's
it. Love the nose
third
hair.
uncle. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Nose
love
hair's coming out.
and you got to understand that Armron is a specialist in breasticles. And I imagine
Really?
under that beard there are some amazing breasts somewhere.
Probably.
Yes, so you know.
But yeah, that one is my favorite so far.
Yeah, it is awesome. It is good job, Armron. Would you like to say something, Armron?
Yeah, I think just was not intentional making it manga like. So, but yeah,
It
that's all.
looks really
Is
cool.
do you do it? Do you draw a lot of manga?
Yeah, anime and manga has been a bit of an influence on my work for the last 10 or so years. So yeah.
I think it's the eyes and the way like whenever like they do whenever in manga they have like those extreme like close-ups. You know, the only thing it's missing is the line shooting out in every direction. Like
Right.
that's
Yeah.
that's what I get from this picture.
could
But I
quickly-
love it. Whether you intended that or not, I love it. I think it came out great.
Yeah,
Great job.
Eric, did you notice that was 2 full sentences from Amaran? Wow.
Yeah, I've never heard him talk so much.
Holy dude.
Yeah, I was wondering when he's going to be
There
quiet.
it is. There it is.
It's like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, they're
Jesus.
perfect.
Yeah. It's great. But it is awesome. So
Now he just has to say something, you know, like
Yeah.
very profound.
I love the nose hairs.
Yeah. That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. The nose hairs.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
It
great.
is cool.
Oh, yeah.
It is cool. Well, if you guys like what Amaran's done for today, definitely go vote for him a straw poll, man. It is awesome. Let's move over here to Mr. Hawkins. This is Eric Hawkins. And Austin Black Luck,
let's see.
the leprechaun.
Yeah, yeah, I like this. So I don't have this character, but I could see this guy appearing in the book. I love it.
Is this what you think they mean when they say Black Irish? Is that what you think?
Isn't it?
You know, I think so. I like the pose on this one. I like what is the stick called that he's using?
Shillelagh.
Yeah.
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh, yeah. And I love that he put the cereal in there too. It's great. And he just looks like a jacked version of Lucky.
He does.
Is that the name of the leprechaun?
Probably.
Lucky.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
always have to be Lucky Charms.
Yeah, I love it. Was that your favorite cereal, Eric?
No, I was just looking for a character that I didn't see you had done, and I didn't see a Lucky, so I thought, well, let me do a Lucky Charm. I didn't see a Trix either, but I might have missed him.
Did any of you
Yeah,
guys
I
have charm
haven't really
bracelets
gone
when you
through
were
the
young?
whole- Yeah,
No.
so
Yeah,
that's
Irish
a-
charm bracelets. Yeah. But I think it's awesome. It looks great, Eric.
I think it
Thank
came
you.
out
I would
great.
have
Yeah.
them pimp tricks.
Pimp tricks. Yeah, no, that would be.
Yeah, he does have the pimp feather. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. That is true.
I
We
love
will
it,
cereal.
Just to let you know, though, Eric, when they're talking about Black Irish, they mean Roman Irish. It's
What?
not African.
Sounds kind of prejudiced.
Well, okay. Well,
Isn't the last king of Scotland?
Great. Now Chester is race swapping.
Well,
the
I
Irish.
keep telling
I
you
know.
that they don't own the word black. I'm sorry.
What?
Got to keep erasing those gingers.
Yes.
Keep it up.
But well, at least he's got the ginger. I think it's awesome though. If you guys like it, vote for him in the straw poll. Let's come over here and take a look at Honey next. Now Honey is an animator. Let's see what we
really?
got here. Yeah. All right. Well, we have a bird who's talking to me, and he says Polly wants a pecker, and and what is the this is the Honey Flakes guy, right? That's
Honey
perfect.
Flakes and his
Sea rat.
robot parrot Sea Rat, who's
Sea
modeled
Rat.
after Toucan Sam.
Very nice, very nice.
I
Good
like
job.
it.
Yeah, no, we got
Yeah,
the
I
beak moving,
think
the
so.
eye winking, the hair waving. Very nice.
Bonus points for doing animation too.
Well, she does it every week, 2 hours, which she accomplishes is pretty impressive, I think.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a
Good
bit of-
job.
yeah, we've got a new setup with a new tablet and another program. So this is a lot of new stuff, but I think she did really good. Yay!
Thanks, sis. And thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoy it.
Yeah,
no,
it's
excellent.
came
Good
out
job,
great.
And I haven't heard Honey yet. It's the first time. So
Yeah. They just been quiet. I surprised myself a little bit with being quite so silent.
Really
Well,
focused.
it's hard to speak over Amy. She chatters so much.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Oh,
You know sarcasm, right?
Mm.
No? Okay,
Sorry.
fine. Chester's the bad guy again.
Oh, not at all.
All right.
Yeah.
But
and
I think it's awesome. If you like what Honey's done, please vote for her in the straw poll. Moving over to Keenma now. Now, I will warn you, sir. She's Canadian, which means she's surly. So be careful.
Okay.
Switch over. One sec.
Oh, I like it. Why is the rum gun? I love it. I love how sad he is.
Yeah,
I
I
think
know.
he captured. Yeah, like he great pose. Great. I love the idea of him being out of rum. I thought at first you were drawing an empty milk
Yeah, me too.
carton. That's what I thought you were going for. Yeah, I like this. I think it's a great one too.
Yeah, no, I would have
Ooh,
I would have just put it in the caption, gut milk.
Yes.
That would have been funnier. Yeah.
I was sad. I'm almost out of alcohol. Leave me alone.
Oh, you're projecting.
Oh, okay.
I understand.
Excellent.
Okay. I get it. Okay. But it is awesome as usual. Kima is an amazing artist. So it's really, really good, Kima. Thank you. And if you guys like what she's done, vote for her on the straw poll. All right, let's move along here. And we got a couple. I'll do this one last. So let me do Sheldon first. Let me come over here and grab Sheldon. So this is Sheldon's, and I do like it. It is cool, dude. Who is
Thanks, I'm on mute.
who is the wolf character?
He's this yellow guy. That guy. I don't know who that is. Looks like Sonic or Tails or Knuckles.
I see, and these are the bad guys come to cause mayhem. I get it.
Yeah, and then there's
Yeah. So
Wario?
Wario, yeah.
So that's Snappy the Harefoot and Plumber Paisano.
Oh,
my
of course.
version
Of
this.
course it is. Paisano.
That one came
I
out
tried to
great.
get Boss Brigade, but
Yeah, I love it.
thank
Yeah,
you.
it is really, really cool.
I love your jacked up version of Snappy the Harefoot.
Well, he looks like a chupacabra.
Yeah, I love it. Like I described him as like if Sonic the Hedgehog was like on crack, basically.
Oh wow.
Oh, cool. That's what I was thinking with his face. I was like, I'm gotta make it look like he's on some sort of juice.
Yes.
There you go. He's wired up. I do
Right.
feel bad for him though. He has no genitalia.
Right? That one came out really good, Sheldon.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, man.
Well, it would have been
It's
better
good.
with a genitalia.
Yeah, but I was gonna draw trunks on him because of that, or else do black it all out and then just have like a grandfather clock swinging. But
Oh right, there you go.
I was like, I'll just
That'd be fine. Yeah. I guess it's only
I'll
ink
just leave it
spots
like this.
it's only ink spots that does genitalia, I guess. So
yeah, no surprises from me.
It was on Sonic too. That's
yeah, it
funny.
was on Sonic. It was.
Oh, it's horrible.
That's right. That was horrible. But anyway, this is awesome as usual, Sheldon. Thank you very much. If you guys like what he's done, vote from the straw poll. All right, and let's go to our last, but certainly not least. Before I, of course, I go to the draw along stuff. And we have Alan now. With Alan here, Keith, you're gonna have to be a little patient because he does multimedia. Go ahead, Alan.
Okay.
So imagine, you're about to open up your favorite snacks watching Saturday morning cartoons.
Mhm. Oh yeah. I'm definitely getting a
didn't work.
copyright strike. Oh, look at there.
Oh, that's great.
All we see is a black screen half the time.
Yeah, the refresh rate is a bit slow on it, but what is in there? That's some like ancient artifact
That's
mask.
It's a decoder ring.
that looks like Mac Mayhem's head from the Boss Brigade.
Uh-oh, I'm definitely getting a
Okay, don't
copyright
get
strike.
sued.
What a great that was really cool.
It is, and he does things all the time. But yeah, you gotta. I don't know. I have no clue. But if you could find a way where you could put it in like a slideshow, and therefore it would
Yeah.
smoothly go through. I don't know how you do that though.
There is a thing here that I think I have to master and I can do it, but yeah, I've noticed that it also blacks out the screen
It does
sometimes when I'm moving around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really great idea.
I thought you were doing that on purpose.
Oh no, that's the system being, slow.
Slow, yeah, but the concept is awesome. But then again, nothing has
Right?
ever compared to Mexican Spider-Man, though.
Oh yeah,
Cholo
yeah.
Spider-Man
You know,
is the best.
That was really cool.
the sequels never compare to the original, right?
That's fair. That is fair. But it is neat. And what
Bonus
do you?
points for doing the lunchbox thing too.
I know, right? It's awesome, man. But it's very cool. Thank you very much, Alan. And we'll go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and show the draw along stuff. But you guys have all the entries today, so definitely click on the straw poll link and make your vote. And while you guys are doing that, we're going to take a look at the draw along. So I will throw everything into my page, which you guys can see right here. So let me go ahead and get that up. And let's go from there. So let me jump over here and see what we got. I got to go to the draw along stuff. Here we go. All righty. Johnny Cash. What? All right. So that's definitely old stuff. All right. So where's it starting? Let me just go to the bottom and go up. I'll do that. Okay. We have Honey's. She put in here as a full. Let me go ahead and put it up as a full, so you can see it a little more clearly. There you go. All right. Then we have Adrian, Mr. Miracle, of course. He has done the Land O'Lakes lady.
Oh, that's cool.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Oh,
Size.
She has been canceled.
She's actually in my book too.
Is she? Is she?
Is she out
she's,
of work in your
Is
book?
she a good guy or a bad guy?
She actually is a good guy, and she ends up saving the mascots.
Aw. Did she use
Kind of
the
reverse
power
that
of
whole
nature?
narrative. Yeah. No, I just made her like kind of like the girl in Prey, that new Predator movie.
Oh
I made
yeah,
her like
that
just like
very mediocre movie. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Well, to be fair though, if you look at
It was
the
before
run
that, I
of
guess.
Alien and well, not Alien, but the Predator and the Predator Alien stuff, it actually sits more toward the middle. To be fair, it's better than some
yeah.
of them. But it is
It's
pretty.
true, but me and my friends often talk about they just got to stop making those movies.
Yes,
They're
that's
just like the same thing one after the other.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. But the Land O'Lakes lady, she's special because she has butter magic. So
Yes.
right.
No, I just basically made her a tough Indian warrior, basically in the comic.
Oh, cool. Yeah, cool. Does she dress sexy? Does she get sexy? Is she sexy?
Not really. I guess.
Well, I'm sorry, Keith. That's a complete failure.
Yeah.
Do her and Aunt Jemima team up?
They should.
I know. I should, right?
with Uncle Ben.
Yeah, but
oh my God,
Uncle Ben
yeah.
needs to be kicked to the curb in the back and needs to be about 2 foot tall. Yeah.
Why are you sending Uncle Ben to the back?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It just seemed like the right thing to do. Then Adrian put another
It's just
one
what's
up.
in his heart.
Yeah, it's just what's in
Wow.
my heart. I don't know who this character's supposed to be, but it's
That
Adrian.
is that's the big overall villain of the series, Dr. Baneful.
Dr. Baneful. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's on the nose. And what's his superpower? His super ability? He's just a
It's
techno
actually
guy.
a woman.
It's a
It's
what?
actually a woman.
Oh God.
Yeah.
It's
Spoiler
hard to
alert.
tell
a
these
woman.
days. Yeah.
She's kind of got an origin that's sort of like a kind of like Mr. Freeze's origin, but like reversed. Like, so instead of Mr. Freeze trying to save his wife, she's trying to save her husband.
Oh, I see.
It's like, it's one
I
of those
thought
kind
she
of
was
things.
just angry because she has no tits, but okay.
Could be.
Spoiler.
Spoilers. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Girls, there's guys who like all sizes. Yeah.
Mila Jovovich has no boobs.
Dude, she's smoking.
There you go.
Yeah, she is smoking. Let's see here. We have trying to figure out where it cuts off. I don't think that's Solomon Kane. Okay, so we do have Jason Gonzalez here, Thunder Rat, and we've watched his progression over the years, and it's pretty impressive. This is awesome, Jason.
Really good.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
good,
that one
dude.
came out really great too.
Yeah, it's neat. This feels much more realistic. It's not a caricature. This is what
Yeah, this
Honey
looks like
Flakes
a
would
Honey
look like.
Flakes.
Yeah.
This looks like a Honey Flakes that's been through some shit, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's got the syphilis, and he's got the
Yeah.
rot foot, and he's
The scurvy. He's had the scurvy.
yeah.
He did lose his crew to the Sugar Serpent, so
Right. That's true.
That's true. And I see we got Doug stuff here, but I'll go catch that on the other side with the motion stuff. I think Twitter is better to come off of. And there might be something else over there. So let me go ahead and grab over to the Twitters. It's funny because the only time I ever go to Twitter is on this day. So, but
I don't blame you.
yeah. And
No wonder you never answered any of my messages.
Oh, I don't use social media. But let's see here. Cheating, of course, from Amaron.
Oh, wow.
And all right, good. Yeah, so they are all over here. This is from Blue Moon, and we mentioned Dr. Seuss, and he has made an.
Oh, I love it. Box of Bear is Dr. Seuss. It's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. So on model. Doug is so good at these things.
Oh yeah.
That is
I
perfect.
would say.
It's awesome.
Yeah. But unfortunately, he's the homeless version. Yeah, we don't have. Well, we do usually get.
Doug is homeless.
Well, no, because of the hobo gloves. But
yeah.
we do get the hobo gloves here
Nice
occasionally, though, Keith. We had when Gabby comes in, she's a hobo glove girl. So
Okay.
Hoboken.
Hoboken,
Green Glove of Doom.
the heroes.
Oh, that's a
of,
great one too.
The Heroes of Hoboken. What a great game! Thanks for the memory. Oh my. But
You're
anyway.
welcome. That's what I do.
No, I'm serious.
That
Here's
one's-
Hoboken. If
that
you haven't
one's
played that,
great.
go dig it out, man. It's awesome. This is another one from Doug. And
I
Honey
love it.
Flakes. Ready sweetened corn and oat cereal. Nice. Save 17 cents with a coupon. Nice.
I love
It has 10 essential vitamins. Yeah,
that's
no, it's-
amazing.
That is awesome.
It looks like a
the way he
real.
drew Honey Flakes is amazing. It's like almost like Ren and Stimpy or something,
Oh, yeah.
like Spumco.
Oh yeah.
No, he's a Tex Avery guy. He does a lot of that kind of style. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Really
I
good
can
at
see
it.
the influence.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
she's
it
bad.
is awesome as usual, right?
Yeah, if you scroll through some of his pictures, he's pretty talented.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. So you get your Honey Flakes, and of course he always drops a video in. So let's take a look at this. And what music are we going to get attached?
A bowl a day keeps the bullies away.
Oh my god!
What the
I love
hell?
it. This is great.
Is that British?
Oh my god!
Keeps the bullies away.
Keeps the bullies away.
So a bowl a day keeps the bullies away,
Keeps the bullies
boys.
away.
Okay. That feels like that definitely the 40s, maybe a little bit of Popeye-esque. But I didn't know that a bowl of cereal would keep the bullies away. That's
It would have been helpful if when you were growing up.
yeah, no, it would have been, yeah. Keep that girl from stealing my green machine.
Yeah.
You
Right?
deserved it.
Just like a woman.
Yeah, but what that commercial? Clearly, he grabbed that commercial from somewhere. Is it British? Is that a British cereal commercial?
Maybe. Yeah, I never heard it.
Yeah, it's awesome though, Doug. Thank you very much. Blue Moon, of course, is awesome, and thank you very much for all your draw-alongs. But now I need to go over and vote myself on the straw poll. Keith, have you voted on the straw poll?
Where do I find the link?
Right in the chat. Just go to the YouTube channel, and in the chat, you'll see a straw poll. Jeff will probably drop a new one in there for you, and you can just click on it and just vote. It's easy. It's easy peasy. You don't have to download anything. You just go ahead and do it.
Straw
Yes, sir,
poll,
that's
there
an
it is.
old-
Okay,
It's in there now.
found it.
Apparently,
Okay.
can't use a VPN though.
Oh no, Eric will argue with you.
I vote twice all the time.
Yeah, you do. What were you trying to say, Eric?
Oh, that's an old Apple Jacks commercial, apparently.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. It's neat. I wonder what era that's from. That's pretty long
It
ago.
looks old.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah. But let's see here. So what do we got? Who won Drone and Quarter Fan Edition Mighty Mascots Competition? So let's see what my choices, my options are. So we have Andrew, Lobster Granola Fleming. No, no,
Just
no,
no.
no,
It is
just no.
it is actually kind of accurate though. I mean, I was a granola kid. I loved eating granola cereal as a kid, so it
I
works for
eat
me.
it sometimes now, but the point is lobster granola is the problem.
I'll try anything once.
All right, that's what she said. Okay. Anyway, Jesus. So next I have Amy, Cocoa Pebbles and chocolate milk. Lester, that's perfect. That is perfect.
Mm.
Yeah, it is. It is perfect. Yeah. Then we have Melissa, honey on Honey Crisp. Lester, did you put sugar on your cereal, honey?
Uh, maybe if I'm having like brand
Boy, that
flake.
was a long pause.
It was. It was. It was.
Must have been a lot of sugar.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I was young, back in those days, there would always be a bowl of sugar on the table, salt, pepper, bowl of sugar, right? And I don't know, it doesn't seem like people do that anymore. But and every time I see people eat cereal, they'd always take the lid off and put a spoon or two or three into their cereal. I never understood it.
Yep.
It's already crazy sweet.
Oh, it's too much.
Apparently, you
You
don't.
need it for
You just don't
Weetabix,
get
though.
it, Chester.
There are cereals who need sugar, like
No, there
Yeah,
Weetabix.
aren't. No, there are zero
Weetabix.
cereals that need sugar. There are zero.
Eight nuts.
Weetabix. You need to put
Plain
sugar in it.
ass Cheerios,
Rice Krispies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rice Krispies. That's one. Yeah.
Frosted
Vegemite
Flakes.
Krispies.
Yeah,
I actually
well,
love the Rice Krispies plain.
Marshmallows. Yeah, Rice
Wow.
Krispies. I used to do Rice
Sugaros.
or bran flakes when I was really little.
Oh wow. Although Raisin Bran, I remember eating that. That wasn't bad.
Shredded wheat.
hmm
As long as
That
you don't
that
run out of raisins.
well, my grandmother would eat shredded wheat, so
Shredded wheat is hay for humans.
it is.
Oh,
It is.
I love shredded wheat.
Yes. But my
I
grandmother
like
would.
frosted shredded wheat.
She'd actually have the shredded wheat before she went to bed. It was like her midnight snack.
Huh.
Interestingly enough.
Did
But anyway,
Grandma drink coffee?
no. Oh God, no.
Come on, Eric, with these questions.
No, Grandma
Get
is
set up on a
hard-nosed Northern Baptist. No coffee, no dancing, none of that stuff. What are you
Oh
talking
wow.
about? But anyway,
no
moving
dancing.
along. No dancing. No. That's the devil's work. Anyway, moving along. Vegemite Wheaties Armoron.
Yes, this is classic
Love
Jeff
that one.
misspelling something again.
I've kind of given up on that. To be fair.
Well, he nailed Keenma's name.
Well, I do.
Yeah, no.
I do love the
Bourbon and bacon.
Oh, bourbon and bacon. That's not bad. But there's an option. Next option would be Eric Zombio's Hawkins. That's a nice homage. I like that. That'll go.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be good. Then we have Alan Hot Sauce on Grape Nuts Alonzo. Really?
Try anything twice.
Ooh. Then we have Sheldon Lucky Charms Bacon and Guinness Martin.
It's beautiful.
That might
It's
be
good.
good.
Love
I
the
mean,
combination.
I think I'd try that. Yeah, sure.
I would try it.
Guinness is one of the few bottled brews that I'll drink. Let's see here. Cornflakes and bourbon in the Breakfast of Champions Keema. I really think it should be Everclear. Bourbon's a little bit too refined, and the alcohol content is nowhere near high enough for Keema. It's cold up there in Canada, Jeff.
Well, what came to mind?
What were you drinking?
But you get
tonight?
that oaky flavor from the bourbon barrel.
That is true, though.
Goes
That is
great
true.
with the cornflakes.
So you're a gourmet, or I'm sorry, I'll use the modern terminology. You're a foodie.
Yeah. Me?
Foodie
No.
day.
Yeah. So Keema, what were you drinking tonight, by the way?
Well, oddly enough, bourbon.
Didn't eat
And
cornflakes.
then some whiskey.
Yeah, for the win. For the win. Okay. Eric says Foot Locker, no. Footloose. What? Was based on Chester. No. Well, dude, I mean that movie connected with so many people because it was so true, right? There were so many most everybody in America, grew up in a church in one way or the other, right? But there were so many churches that dancing was the devil's work, dude. You weren't allowed to dance. Coffee, alcohol, of course, cigarettes. They're very strict. But
Coffee.
Yeah, no.
That's
I've-
devil's work of trying to put it out.
I've never heard the coffee one because my grandma would pour her coffee into a saucer and sip it while the cup cooled.
No. I've seen tea, but coffee was certainly out of bounds. Yeah. I'm a sinner right now. I just took a drink of coffee. But anyway, so which one do I pick?
Sinner.
I'm a sinner. Yeah.
So,
there's
very
so
Mormon.
many. Yeah. No. Well, yeah. The Mormons come from somewhere. Anyway, so we got Andrew, we got Amy, Melissa, Amron, Eric, Alan, Sheldon, and Kima. Who do I vote for today? They were really good. And Keith, hopefully you are voting, but
I did, yeah.
I don't usually vote for him, but I kind of have to today. I don't really think I have a choice. Yep, Amron gets my vote.
Aw.
Oh,
First, what the hell?
I
Who are
know.
you?
Sorry.
Wait, you give him no choice.
Well, it was just too good. It's too good. And once again, my vote means nothing. Of course.
Well, you tied it.
yeah.
Oh, I did tie it. Hey, I mean something. All right. But awesome.
You're
I
a
don't-
person too.
I am. I don't understand why Alan and Sheldon didn't get any votes. Those things are awesome. But we got some time. We'll let it go for a little bit. But thank you all for coming in and voting. We do appreciate it. Keep in mind, it's very easy. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to download anything. You don't have to sign in. Just click it, vote, and you're done. It's very simple. We do appreciate all the artists coming in today. And we, of course, appreciate Keith for bringing his project over to us. It's actually a lot of fun. I like this project. We see a lot of projects that I think they're fine, and I'm happy to support them, but I'm kind of indifferent, to be fair. But I like
Okay.
this one. This one's fun.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's a fun
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Fun to talk about. It brings up a lot of cool childhood stuff, and
Mhm.
a lot of nostalgia, but good nostalgia.
It does. Back when Captain Kangaroo was the man.
Yeah.
I barely remember that.
Mr. Green Jeans, Simon and his chalk,
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby. Yeah.
Cosby.
Bill's awesome. Yeah.
He was.
Well, we didn't know.
I liked his.
We didn't really respect him enough. We didn't understand how good of a chemist he was.
Yeah.
He was a doctor.
Yeah.
You see.
Well, he does have many honorific doctorates. He does.
I always wanted his pen that he had when he would draw on the Fat Albert Gang.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 Fat Albert was a cool show. Yeah, I love Fat Albert. But yeah, there's a lot of good nostalgias from the 70s, of course, coming in the 80s. Lots of fun stuff, and things have gone downhill from there.
Yeah. Now he's person of size Albert.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, and of course they'd have to race swap him, so I'm sure he's Vietnamese now. So
He's actually a ginger.
he's a ginger. Yeah, they've gone that
Put
way.
all the gingers in Fat Albert.
Hey.
We're going full circle. It could be a good show.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Well, I mentioned Guyver earlier, but of course the second one being fantastic and the first one not being fantastic. The Guyver movie, of course, the second one, first one in particular, the shining light on that was JJ from Good Times. He played one of the.
Dynamite!
Dynamite!
He was a
Jimmy
lizard
Walker.
guy.
Yeah, Jimmy Walker was one of the aliens in it. Yeah, it was awesome. And of course, it had Mark Hamill as well.
That's right.
Really?
Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I never watched Guyver.
Mustache.
Oh, dude, definitely go check out the Guyver. The
Fat old
first movie is not a good movie. It's really not, but it's got a couple of interesting things in it. But give them credit because they came back with a second one and made a really good movie. Guyver 2 is basically Power Rangers gone absolutely R-rated bloody. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Well, that's what the anime was. The anime was of Guyver was just a gory mess. It was awesome.
Yeah. I'm talking about the movie live action, but yeah, no, and it should be. and they did it, and the second one was so great. But you definitely go if you like those kind of things. You should check out Guyver. It's fun. But anyway, I've let it go here for a little while, and we still have a tie. But no, that's okay. Did you vote, Keith?
I did. Yep.
You did. Would you like to reveal your vote?
Yeah. I went for Armoron as well.
Oh, you did. Okay. Yeah, no, I couldn't resist it. I mean, I like what Armoron does and stuff, but I like a more sporty boob, and Armoron's into the triple Zeds. So
That's the only thing keeping you from voting for Armoron is the size of the boobs.
He did vote for him.
I have voted for Armoron many times in the past, actually. But I just choose whatever I think is my favorite at the time. I really like what he did today. That thing is spot on, dude. But anyway, we're gonna call it right here. So thank you all very much again. And Sheldon, Alan, Keenma, Melissa, Eric, and Andrew. We appreciate you guys. You did a great job. Thank you very much for coming in, and claps all around, dude. Claps.
Woo!
Yeah,
Yay!
everybody did it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You guys are all Adonises.
No,
Aw.
don't do that.
What, you never watched Goon?
Well, don't give them hope is kind of my point.
Keep their egos in check.
Yes. You have to manage the artist. But it's like herding cats. But anyway, we do have a tie at the top, which is awesome. And we have Amy, Cocoa Pebbles, and Chocolate Milk Lester. It's so perfect. That's a good one, Jeff. You get 10 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
With sugar.
Yay!
Added sugar.
No, you need no sugar. All right. Now, Vegemite Wheaties, you might need some sugar. I think I'd be okay with that. Because I don't know about you guys, but I've actually had Vegemite, and it's god awful. Right? Just
Is
keep in
it?
mind, Amy, you know what Vegemite is? When they make beer, at the bottom of the barrel, all the gunk and scum on the bottom, that's Vegemite.
Yeah, it's yeast.
What?
Yeah.
Yeast extract.
Ew.
Yep.
Yes, it is literally the garbage leftover of beer making.
That can't be
B12.
good.
It can't be
Vitamin
good.
B12.
No.
We're just shouting right upon his entire culture. I do
Yeah.
apologize.
Arbor
But
is trying to defend himself.
Oh, well, if you like it, that's fine. Maybe if you put sugar on it, it'll be nice.
No, it's just bad. Adrian says, keep in mind, Chester loves Morbius. I didn't say I love it. I said it was fine. So, it wasn't.
It is
Well,
probiotic, though.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But anyway, so thank you very much, Amar and Amy. You guys did a great job. It's a lot of fun. Claps, please.
Woo!
Very, very nice. Very nice.
Yay!
Jeff
Now,
is so
Yippee!
now it's interesting. Alpha Proto gives some information I didn't know. He said Steve Wang made the Guyver costumes for the live action. Well, Steve Wang did a good job. He did a very good job. So awesome. All right, so we're gonna come back over here this side, and we're going to allow everyone to promote whatever they're working on, and we will, of course, Jeff will take us out of here. But before we do that, Keith, you will be the last to speak and be able to give us your elevator pitch for your project. Okay? So
Sounds good.
prepare yourself, sir. But we're going to start over here with Andrew, and Andrew, of course, is a very, very large project he's been working on. Go ahead, dude.
Mm-hmm. All right. So if you would like to check out more of my work, you can head to solariansun.com and read my webcomic for free. Tomorrow, I believe it's page 216 or 217 that's going up for free. And of course, if you subscribe to the Patreon, we are up to page 477. I think it's 477. And we have just started chapter 17. So we're in a brand new chapter. Story's continuing. It's great. I will be in Westford, Massachusetts at Super Mega Fest from September 30th to October 2nd, selling all the exclusive Solarian Sun merch. And of course, right here you can see that I've completed the Solarian Sun Volume 2 cover. So Solarian Sun Volume 2. Editing for the book will begin actually now, but mostly in October. So the Kickstarter for that will be going up early next year, probably January or February. So that'll be exciting to look forward to. And otherwise, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at AFLM_art.
There you go. Awesome. Thank you very much, Andrew. And I do have to chastise you. Your girl is just not sexy enough.
I beg to differ.
I know that was sarcasm.
Well, she looks like a bear.
She looked like something.
Oh, wait.
This one is cute, but
Oh.
the one you had on the first cover was even cuter though. She was like,
Oh, yeah.
This one right here is gonna watch it. Watch your wallet with this one. I'd say.
Actually,
sorry, Andrew,
yeah.
on my screen it'll still your mighty mascots picture on my screen. I'm sorry.
No.
I didn't mean to picture.
Nice.
Watch your green machine
Nice.
around her.
Yeah, no, dude. Exactly. Yes. But anyway, thank you very much, Andrew. Moving along. Amy, say something nice to the people.
Hi, people! Thanks for coming to see us, everyone. Hope you had a fun evening. We've certainly enjoyed sharing it with you. And yeah. I have to think a lot about cereal tonight, but that's kind of a nice way to wrap up the day too.
Yeah, I think so. That is fair point. Yeah. And Amy, even though when I was a kid, I didn't really eat a lot of sweet things. All those characters in the commercials are certainly part of my childhood, though.
Yeah, they're really cool, aren't they? Even walking by cereal aisles now, it's really neat. They've got such cool art designs and characters and mascots, and I haven't managed to take them all away, so that's good.
Oh, see, I haven't seen that in decades. I do remember when I was back in the States, they had an entire aisle for cereal, right? Here in Japan, they have like about a 3-foot section.
Oh my gosh, serious?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Not much at all, and it's
All
mainly
the fish flakes.
mucilix or that or granola stuff. But they do have cornflakes. I've seen cornflakes. What's the Tony the Tiger one?
Flakes?
Oh,
Frosted Flakes.
Frosted
Frosted
Flakes. I've seen
Flakes.
that one. So they do. My wife actually gets kind of a granola, like a dried fruit granola thing she likes to eat. So
Sounds good.
yeah, and they're Japanese, so their quality's pretty good.
well,
But
that's
anyway,
good.
yeah, no, I agree. Honey, hi,
Hi.
how are you?
Thanks for. I'm doing great. How are you, Chester?
I'm okay. I got a full day ahead of me, but I probably should eat something because I haven't eaten yet today.
Cereal.
No,
Extra sugar.
I think I'll have a banana.
Vegemite it up.
Good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. The Vegemite.
Is Vegemite cereal?
No,
Vegemite is
no,
kind-
it's this sickly paste that poisons you from foot to top. Yeah,
It is now.
yeah, it's not good. I'm sorry, honey. Go ahead.
We're having flashbacks.
So when I'm not drawing cool cereal mascot superheroes, I'm I'm a programmer, and my sister and I have a little studio, and we got our first game released on Steam a while back. Artisan Going Home Again. We're gearing up for future projects, and and if you want to, if you want to keep an eye on us and see when those new things happen, check us out at kingdom.com, or try out the demo of our game Artisan Going Home Again on Steam. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. That is cool. You guys working on that project. Thank you very much. Now, Keith, I want you to hold on to your hat.
Okay.
It's about to get cyclonic in here. Okay.
Okay.
Armoron,
Yes.
would you like to say something to the people?
Not really,
Yeah.
but yeah, you can find my stuff on Deviant Art and Patreon.
Wow.
And
That
I'm
was
not really.
No, that was pretty good. Usually we don't even get that. I'm happy with that. I'm
Congratulations.
happy with that. Yeah. I didn't know if you knew this, Keith, but the Australians are rather low key.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
pretty
I think I did know that.
Yeah. Very low key. So don't believe that Crocodile Dundee or that Steve Irwin. They're fake Australians.
And to answer Alpha Proto's questions, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, kinda. He
Yeah.
kinda takes commissions. You
Yeah,
should certainly
if
take
the money's
commissions too.
right.
Yeah, yeah. Just add a 0, Alpha. Add a 0. Yeah. But all right, thank you very much, Amron, and congratulations, by the way, to you and Amy as well. But let's move along here to the old man. Hi, Eric.
Hello.
Would you like to talk
Hey,
about something?
I will. Obviously, you can find me on social media, but I'm also revamping my Patreon, which has been just lying there dormant for about 5 years. There's really not much going on there, so I'm going to relaunch that in October, along with Zombie Full Adventures featuring Tom Sawyer as a 60-something-year-old U.S. Marshal.
Oh, neat. Yeah, no, I like the idea that you were talking about. I would suggest you might want to look into one of the other platforms like Patreon because Patreon is kind of in the middle of collapse.
Oh, I heard about that. That sucks.
Again?
They're
That sucks.
they're not in good shape, dude. So you might want to look at one of the other
Yeah.
places. Yeah,
OnlyFans? Okay, I'll go to
yeah,
OnlyFans.
dude, there you go. Yeah, I'm on
I'll
board
back
for
you.
that. I'll back you.
Yeah,
I was
you
thinking about
see
just
me?
putting a subscription service right on my website,
Yeah.
and because then I can just do it right from my own.
Well, you know what you need to do is you need to get yourself a nice plush couch and one of those critter plushies from the '80s, and just lounge out, baby. Yeah,
And eat a whatchamacallit?
yeah, that's right. Oh my God, pure sex appeal,
Do the
pure sex appeal.
Burt Reynolds pose.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Or just use the chupacabra. You know. Either way, well, thank you very much, Eric. Let's move on over here to Keenma. Hi,
Hello.
Keenma. How are you?
Hi.
Would you
I'm all
like to
right.
say something nice?
I guess
Oh,
I
wow.
could.
Okay, good.
Uh, This is more of a shill for the Diaz brothers. If you like the old '90s style swimsuit book, they have one going on Indiegogo right now as CG Vacation, featuring a lot of artists.
Oh, neat. Well, tell them to come
Ooh.
back over here, man. I'd like to see that project.
Yes, I will have to bug them. I keep bugging them.
Yeah, no, we haven't spoken to those guys in a while.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. Well, thank you very much for doing that. And unfortunately, Kima, being in Canada, is telling me she's in the middle of the wet time.
Yeah.
Witten.
Yeah, the winter time. So much so that I need to make money, so I did a piece in CG Vacation.
Oh, did you? Oh, neat.
Oh.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, definitely tell them to come over here. Let's let them come over here and take a look at that. Yes, Alpha Proto, I let that linger. I did. Mhm. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Kima. Moving on, we have Alan from the Howl Comics. Go ahead, Alan.
Hey! I'm also on CG Vacation, so check that out from Zaid. It's on Indiegogo. Also, the Ace Volume 2 and Tales from Nova Terra, which are on Indiegogo. And my own comic, Atroz City, which is on Amazon. You can check out that first issue. It's 26 pages, $4. You know, if you want a crude, fast laugh, check that out.
Yeah, no, actually, it looked really cool, the Atros one. Well, thank you very much, Alan. Awesome. Let's see here. Let's move over to Sheldon. Go ahead, Sheldon.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, Jeff put up the Instagram thing. I finally made a preview page for the Kickstarter. I put it in the social details thing. It'll be launching October 13th.
Jeff's on it. It's already up, dude. Thank you,
Nice.
Jeff, by the way. We do appreciate you and all your hard work and all the control you now have.
Well, let's not get too far.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm kidding. Yeah, you're great, Jeff.
Great, Jeff. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, Sheldon. All right. Let's see here. I got everybody. Yep. Perfect. So I'll go ahead and end it up here with Keith. I'll let him speak, but I'm going to bring up his page whilst I do that. And of course, I'm also going to look at his trailer here after he does his little bit. So go ahead.
Oh, okay. So the pitch for Mighty Mascots is it's about a bunch of serial mascots brought to life by a 3D printing accident, and they become a superhero team. It's if you took an Avengers comic and smashed it together with a Saturday morning cartoon, that is Mighty Mascots in a nutshell. And it is all about fun and escapist entertainment. And I on the Indiegogo I have right now, you can get the new issues and then all the previous issues if you're new to the series. So, and plus we have a lot of great swag on there. And
Yep. No, and of course you go over to Alterna Comics and pick up stuff as well.
Exactly. Yep.
And because of your age group,
Oh.
this is definitely more Thundar the Barbarian than that stupid He-Man shit.
Yes, that's a great
Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you very much. So let me go ahead and take a look at that. I just let you know, when it comes to trailers, I'm a bit judgy.
Okay.
Okay. Just a touch.
Ahoy, mateys!
I think
Tis
you'll
I,
enjoy this,
Captain
hopefully.
Horatio Honeyflakes. And I be here to tell you about me newest crowdfunding campaign. The adventures continue with me crew, the Mighty Mascots, in issues 7, 8, and 9. Just focus your looking glass on the amazing artwork of Ian Warianto and Anton Bondi. Me crew, the Mighty Mascots, are up against some scurvy scallywags, and we need ye help to defeat them. There be a bounty of exclusive treasure, only available here, where X marks the spot. I spy a huge coffer of bonuses and stretch goals on the horizon.
Music. Conan is definitely in the house.
Please consider pledging so we can continue these adventures with the weirdest crew I ever had the pleasure of sailing with. Mascots Unleash!
Okay. Now, I usually am not a big fan of talking head videos, Keith.
Okay.
However, talking puppet videos, I'm all on board for. So, you know,
Yeah.
arr.
Yeah.
Not bad.
That's
actually.
cool. You
It's
can get
cute.
that puppet.
No, it's cute, man. It's cool. It's cool. You probably could have chopped it down about 30 seconds, but I think it's
Probably,
fun. Yeah. So awesome. This is a great looking project, guys. There's a lot of fun perks and things you can get in here. It's very nostalgic, particularly for kids of the 70s, I think. But all ages can get it, right? Because we still have the serial running around.
Yeah,
So.
and a lot of modern kids really like it too, from reports I've gotten.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool. You know what you need to do? You need to come up with some kind of little card or board game, tabletop game for it, like a little
Yeah,
board game or
I
something.
would love to do that. I'm working on do you remember the muscle figures of the 80s, like the
I do.
Keshi figures?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on versions of that for the mascots.
Oh,
I got
that'd be
that
fun.
in the works.
That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
I think it'd
And
be
maybe
really
just
fun.
kind of go and look at some board game mechanics and maybe throw it into it. Some little like
Yeah,
barrel a monkey type of thing or something like that.
yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
kind of fun.
That'd be cute.
Definitely.
That would be nostalgic too, right? But
Yeah,
awesome.
I agree.
All right. Well, thank you all very much for coming in. We do appreciate you all coming with us every week and joining us in this endeavor to look into indie comics and promote them through our art. Thank you to all the artists. And I guess the last question I have before I turn it over to Jeff is, what are we doing next week?
I thought we were doing Giger.
We're doing Geiger next week. All right, cool. That should be scary. Nice.
Is Rabbit coming back for that one?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
He's the one who wanted to be in it.
Yeah, he wanted to be here for that.
Now, I'm not concerned about Honey at all because she has a dark side. But Amy, are you going to be able to handle the Giger?
What's Geeker?
Oh,
HR Giger.
No. Perfect.
I don't even recommend looking him up.
Yeah, don't. Just
don't.
Right there.
Just don't.
Yeah, right there. Just ask.
He's an artist.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, everybody. And Jeff's going to take us out of here. Go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, well, Revenant in the Tomb, available on Amazon. Link is in the chat. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I just got the artwork back for the ebook for my next book. So hopefully I get in contact with the artist and they will get back with me so I can do the paperback. But I will be doing a cover reveal sometime this month. So that's it. And I was at BaseCon last weekend. That's how I met John Carmack. I was also there with Rosa and was on a couple of panels. One of them was the audiobook panel, and the other was religion and sci-fi and fantasy. So I actually did stuff, and I sold like 3-4 books. It wasn't much, so I only got one lousy frickin' book. So, and namaste, whatever.
Namaste.
Namaste.
No more stay.
No
Later,
more stay.
everybody.
Later.
Goodbye.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Bye.
So how do we know when the outro is actually happening? Like,
We really don't because we can't hear it. He thinks we can just read his mind.
is it a countdown?
Right now.